Welcome to Excellency Esports Light Testing Ground Week 2 between Divine Ascension Gaming and Binks Sword. I am Boas Jr., your color caster. I am with Ravishing Ravish, your play-by-play. We are going to be watching this 3-block series between them.
We most indeed are here, Boas. This should be an absolutely fantabulous series. I'm very excited to go ahead and just almost get right into it as we are pretty much into picks and bans, and we're seeing a couple interesting things come out as you see. On the side of Divine Ascension Gold, the Vega and the Jarvan ban. On the other side, on Binks, where they went and taken away the Ashe, and which I assume will likely be out of the mid lane ban as well, coming out of Binks. But Ashe makes sense to me. Oh, actually, it's on the ADC ban. Interesting.
Yeah, I think what Divine Ascension game is the power picks, the playmaking picks that Dersha and Wang can meet with the Veigar and the Jarvan. Bot lane's focusing on the AD carry bans, trying to get them away from the safe picks, see if they can get some kills early down in the bot lane.
I assume so too, and just being able to go ahead and limit more and more of this ADC pool that Binks is doing should be quite tough, for players, like Lessar and Rammus, which on DAG to be able to go ahead and play around, their bot side. As immediately we see, which I was assuming is going to be that B1 Caitlyn locked in, considering both Ashe and Ezreal locked away. So pretty much that trifecta in League has been it's all there.
Yeah, Caitlyn's been a monster in the bot lane this past couple patches. She's basically gone uncontested in controlling the lane. Looking for some counter picks right back off the back. I want to see a jungler and maybe a top laner or a support pick here in the second round.
So we're seeing, pretty much almost half your picks went ahead and came true here, Boas. So we do see the Sett and Senna locked into coming in for Binks. So Senna, we've seen, I find, more and more rise up in priority in terms of ADC builds, maybe even support builds, really depending on what you're going ahead and playing. But one thing, though, which I was completely expecting, is considering the Morgana was still up, and they also locked in the Shen as well. Caitlyn Morgana is one of the most oppressive lanes in the current meta, and we have a Vel'Koz. Let's go.
Yeah, Vel'Koz is probably going to be going. I don't know what that's going. I think I know Wombat. I played with Wombat. He could definitely play that pick if he wants to. This could definitely be a Vel'Koz Senna in the bot lane, with Senna being the support. Senna is pretty good into Morgana doing the AD damage, so the Morgana Black Shield doesn't really do much against her besides the snare ability. Sett could be a flex pick, could be going top, could be going jungle, but I think that's going to be going the jungle with the Zac ban.
Honestly, it could go support too. I've seen Sett mid one game, a member of the LEC. So this right here is such a complete flex pick going into almost every single lane. But I think you might know a little bit better, because for some insider information, Boas is currently a sub for Binks Sword and was a previous support player as well, which you absolutely love to see. I'm also being told by our production that the final ban on the side of Binks was a Galio ban, which is cool. And on the other side, we have the Lucian.
Yep, Lucian could be a mid lane ban, could be a bot lane ban against Wombat. He plays it a little bit, but he hasn't played it recently. Maybe Wang was trying out an AD champ in the mid lane. Seeing the Galio means they're still banning out those team fighting champs and then the Olaf. So they want to play more of a controlled, we get to the objective first, you have to come to us, and you have to run into the Sett, you have to run into the Vel'Koz ult and stuff like that. While Divine Ascension Gaming has the Caitlyn, the Morgana, and if they pull someone that goes in, like maybe Jarvan's banned, but actually that's really hard. Like I said, Juani or someone that wants to go in for the Shen to go on top of. Shen's not always the best when you're trying to defend against someone. It's usually better when you can get the Shen on the inside and go to the back line immediately.
Yeah, which is absolutely and completely, absolutely positively true here so far. As you do go ahead and wait for the final pick. One of the final picks for Binks, and they go ahead and pick up the Corki. That's definitely going to go ahead and go in the middle lane, which means that Sett could still definitely either go top or go jungle or still go support here. Right. In my opinion, because Vel'Koz too, it's like kind of a toss-up for me overall. It could be going mid too, which actually so far with the picture coming with all the picks coming in, Syndra comes in, so that's going to go in the mid, and then Hecarim likely for that jungle. So I think both you go ahead, you stay, you go ahead and stand corrected that that set might be going jungle.
Right. I don't like the Corki pick if the Vel'Koz is going the bot lane, because you could have blind mid when you already saw their top laner in Shen. So giving top lane the last pick is kind of iffy. Orin does come through, so they definitely have that wall kind of team fight. The set Orin in the front line, the Senna and the Corki and the Vel'Koz in the back line with the long range damage poking you out throughout the game. But Syndra and Hecarim are definitely the type of champs that can just one-shot a champion to start off a fight and get the 4v5 started before they can even have the chance to set up the frontline backline in the team fight.
I do apologize for the sirens in the background because I think all the cops saw like just that draft coming out of Binks. They were like, nah. This too spicy right now. We gotta stop this. Shut this down.
And welcome back to Between the Binks Gaming Sword versus Define Ascension Gaming. In the top lane on Binks Gaming, we got Sakowitz. In the jungle, Durja. In the mid lane, Wangfire. In the bot lane, Wombat. And at support, Crazy Clever Cow. On Define Ascension, we have Divine XZ, Stastro64 in the jungle and top lane, Void Alive in the mid lane, Lexar FB818 at the 80s carry. Rammus is too good and support. I am the caster, joined by Ravaging Ravish. Welcome.
This should be a fun one here overall coming into the Boas. I'm really excited to see how these two scenes go ahead and play out because we're talking about before the drafts, right? We're seeing we're saying that this might be a little bit of a uphill battle coming in for DAG, right? But that's pretty overall just based on ranks so far. But with the draft coming in from DAG though, it looks quite good for them, I would say.
Yeah, I honestly like the draft for both teams. I think Binks had a little bit of a hiccup with their last pick priority, but I'm not too worried about that. I think they got the picks that they wanted. I'm just really excited to see who can get the priority first this game. Is the Syndra going to get some early kills, and the Hecarim going to get some early kills? Mm-hmm. Is the bot lane going to outpoke the Caitlyn Morgana, which is kind of hard to think of because when you think of Caitlyn Morgana, you think of poke and pressure. But Vel'Koz Sen is that kind of crazy lane you don't know too much about. I'm really excited to see which team is going to be able to make those early plays, get the early dragons, or do they want to scale up?
I do have to imagine that DAG is definitely going to go ahead and try to go for much more of the early pressure, considering they have Hecarim, right? Now Hecarim definitely does need to go ahead and get rolling as Clever Cow takes a huge chunk of damage already in the bot side. That's the power, like that right there, like what we're saying, just Caitlyn things.
Right. Cow was a little over positions, like the Vel'Koz was kind of just like doing his own thing, and she was kind of getting poked down. Up in the top lane, though, Shen.
Sakowitz taking a huge chunk of damage. That's a Shen. That's a Shen power spike that we've seen overall before, especially with the buff to his shield. But the bot side, the Rammus too good. As going to flash out almost immediately. The field is out, but here comes Shotstopper. He's so fast on that horse cover, takes huge damage. Pops the barrier, and he is down. At his first blood, already going over the star. He wants to go in and get more, though he has no mana. Almost dies the tower. Ooh. That was close. Alexa takes a huge chunk as well. But still, first blood.
Yeah, first blood. Excellent job. The Hecarim didn't even go into the top side of the map. He full cleared bot side for a level 3 gank in the bot lane to get his Caitlyn and Morgana ahead. Excellent job. I like to see that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, in the top lane, though, Set says, "Oh, you did a full clear bot side. I'm just going to take your blue now and 3-buff you. I'm all good with that. Let me farm up a little bit more." But Hecarim did get the first early kill in that bot lane, setting the bot lane behind. Vel'Koz had to back and is now down 10 CS at 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Which is really unfortunate considering this is a fasting style. This is pretty much the exact opposite of what you want to try to go ahead and see, since Senna needs her souls, right? To really be able to become relevant in the game. Like I believe like when she really gets the first power spikes, as we see Wang has to go ahead and use Valkyrie. Starts goes and pops through, but she Dredger on the side. Goes and pops, the Q goes in, Facebreaker out. It's a bunch of damage. He's level 3 though. Cannot use the Haymaker, but actually never mind. I saw Wangfire comes in, uses the E, all those Gatling guns hurt. He gets a kill on the start.
Yeah, easy play. I have the buffs, you do not. This is an easy game for me. I have the red buff to slow you down, and Wangfire was able to follow it up for the kill against the Hecarim in the early game. Looks like Gersh is getting all he wants this game. He's getting the farm, he's getting the assists, he's got his mid laner ahead. It was a little bit of an overstay of the Hecarim. You saw him, he ran by, and then he kind of stuck around, not knowing where Gersh was.
Yeah, which is completely necessary though. But the bot side we see as well, that's the power of that Vel'Koz, especially once he has gone ahead and hit level 3 as well. Pretty much poked out Lexar too up in the bot side, so he has to go ahead and escape pretty quickly there too. So I do have to imagine that even though it is still a Caitlyn Morgana, Vel'Koz is quite strong, especially up in the early side. Landing full combos could be devastating onto any ADC with 0 MR.
Right, and he can farm relatively safely with his W, and poke them out with his Q. So as long as he tries to stay safe, I think that they can poke them down and keep them on their terms if they can.
And who said trigonometry isn't useful in real life? Look at this.
Excellent.
Well,
He's lining up the cues.
exactly. Wombat goes and lands a beautiful Q. Coming onto Rammus. He probably measured the angle really nice too. You know, got that A square and B square to get that to go ahead and get that nice little C square angle.
Exactly. But I do want to point attention to Durja again in the top side jungle, farming away at Hecarim's jungle. As he showed again on the bot side, didn't get much done, and Seth's just like, okay, I'll take your jungle again, I guess. That's fine with me. I'll farm up. They're still the same level, but the CSD is starting to differentiate.
Yeah, almost immediately. So, but the question is for the Hecarim is what he has to go ahead and prioritize right now. So, he actually go and kills are nice, but he's actually staying for quite a long time. Goes on to Clever Cow, gets rooted up, stunned out. The Spear Front will not help you out at all. The movement speed are nice. The barrier is popped. One more auto should do it, and there it is. Strong gets second to the game.
Right. He's like, I'm still going to stick around. You thought I left, but nope, I'm sticking around. I want to get this bot lane ahead. He does get the kill again, but that is Senna dead again. 2 deaths at 6 minutes. They're not showing enough pressure. They're not showing the force that they need to, what's the word? The respect. They're not showing respect to the bot lane. That Morgana Q landed, and guess what? You're a Senna. You don't have much disengaged than that, and barriers popped once again.
No, unfortunately not though, and that's almost pretty much every sum down, almost immediately for the bot side. It's the claims of Wombat, what we're seeing. Set wanted to go ahead and try to go in. TP coming in too from the Syndra that are battling back and forth. But Shen ult as well will save Rammus too good for a little bit longer. So with that spell shield barely surviving. But actually, Shen ult will stop from the top side, and everyone will live to see another day.
Right. I think Shakulowitz in the top lane flashed to get a knockup, I believe, to stop the Shen ult down in the bot lane. So it made the fight even. Syndra did TP. She finds the Corki. Can she win that?
Probably not though. Like Corki versus Syndra, Corki definitely has the overall advantage in that lane. As a Corki player myself, I know I absolutely love him. Considering having to take him mid does hurt. Corki ADC was what's up, but overall, especially into these like very low mobility spellcaster champion type matchups, I think Corki's great.
Right. Even though they're down 1 kill, it's still
Durja though takes a lot of damage. Spikes to go and try to heal up. Wants this dragon really badly. Use the smite already. Why are you slow fighting? That smite is down. Star goes and takes it pretty easily in. But the final Q for Wombat go ahead and take the kill. Worth?
I would say worth. I'll take a dragon for a kill. I'll definitely take a dragon for a kill. Infernal Dragon's only like 4%, so it's not the biggest buff in the world. But then again, it was a trade of kills, so it was a 1-for-1. And you get a dragon, I would take that.
Yeah, actually, Wangfire takes a lot of damage immediately. Unleash power out, but will not kill him just yet. We'll drop him quite low, though.
Yeah, he's getting quite low. He has the biscuits. He has the fleet footwork to heal back up, but he is going to back, and it looks like he's probably going to TP back to lane.
Yeah, probably want to go ahead and do that, though, considering with the TP down, that's actually a huge amount of global pressure, so we'll consider only Sackwards does go ahead and have that. But what we are seeing, though, that already Wangfire has a man-enemy, and this is where I find Corki does go ahead and start his scale and starts to get scarier and scarier throughout the game, because with the Man-Immune turning into Muramana and the Triforce as well, once that comes in, ooh, it's gonna be a strong boy.
Yeah, definitely a threat. 2-item Corki is a scary character. Those big bombs from his ultimate are gonna hurt in the mid game. I want to see where the Hecarim's going to go next. The Rift Herald is up. Those can get those early pressure plates. The gold difference is only 600 gold, 500 gold in favor of Binks right now. So relatively even overall.
Yeah, not much difference overall in with the way they're fighting, because most lanes are pretty much farming at an even, almost, except of course the Shen lane too, considering that's going to consider what we've seen. Divinus has been getting pushed into lane quite a fair amount, because as soon as Ornn got the Bami Cinder, he was winning out on a bunch of the trades. So I would say, I would say overall Divinus should go ahead and try to be careful. But it is a Shen, so just give him a little bit more time.
Right. He still he can't make items in lane like the Ornn can, so he's got that at a disadvantage. Ooh, the ultimate though.
There is what we're looking for coming out of the bot side for Wombat, but he goes extremely low, takes a tower shot, 2 gets healed up, but it doesn't matter because Lexar goes and flashes it for the kill. Shen ult out, but he doesn't even need it. Actually, he just might. One more auto, both flashes burned on the top laner and the bot laner, but Clever Cow go ahead and stay alive. Horn is down, but does almost no avail. Doesn't get the knockup, but Lexar, one more auto should do it, but Divine X is still there. He's fighting a 2v1. Why did you go in so far, Ornn?
Looks like they're gonna try again.
Yeah, here comes Virgil 2 Showstopper right immediately to the wall. Gets that kill. That's a double kill for Shen. Considering he was under tower, his fight is still going. Here, Boas, and here's Wangfire 2 to get the kill onto Star. But Divine X also has a black shield on him. This fight has gone on for so long that Rammus has enough time to spawn and get back to lane. Divine X gets 3 kills.
What was that? Teleports, ultimates, run from the mid laners. That was like what, like a 4-minute fight? I feel like it went from 2 kills to 1, now it's 8 kills to 5. The guild is still even though, but we do have a 300 gold bounty on the Shen. Shen was the one that was able to pick up the kills and stay around for the fight and get those last hits on the important carries on the other team.
Yeah, he was pretty much just going back and forth, like staying safe, like for so long there, and able to find the taunt every single time. We were talking about before about how Divine X was down in lane because of the farm. 3 kills should go and help that a lot, and he should be able to lane pretty evenly with this, with Sakowitz. But here comes the Hecarim yet again, charging on in, has to use the ultimate, pretty much just autoing down Wombat, taking a lot of damage too. Doesn't even need the ult, just takes him down. This is where Vel'Koz is just unfortunately immobile.
Right.
Actually, I'll go ahead and hold the Crazy Clever Cow. Now also like a bit too far forward. We were saying before. There's the ult coming in for the Hecarim, and he dies too, and Durja just has to sit back and watch.
Right. Durja can't do anything. Rammus too good is laying those key bindings to let his team follow up and get those kills on the immobile carries in the bot lane. Shen he doesn't have to farm, but he can farm champions, and he still has a slight gold lead because of that in the top lane. Looking around Mixed Dragon.
Yeah, because we've seen right now to start like Starstro. He has 6 kills. 6 of them. And all 6 of them are from that bot side, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's just he has stayed in that bot side lane almost the entire time. Forget farming, forget the jungle. He wants to farm Senna and Vel'Koz, as that is their second dragon of the game.
Right. He is definitely farming champions this game. Even though his CSD is below, he is up 1.2k gold over his opposing jungler. Durja in the jungle. He has a 300 gold bounty on him. Looks like the top of the map for Defiant Ascension Gaming is like, I don't farm minions, I farm champions, and that works just fine for me.
Yeah, almost immediately after taking pretty much a 5-kill lead. Also almost 2,000 gold in their favor as well. And considering just how under-farmed this Senna and Vel'Koz have become, they're not too far behind, but with the consistent camping, they're not forced to pretty much farm under turret, try to pick up what they can, especially the souls for Senna should not be in a great spot. She currently only has 46, so not a deal.
That's actually not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
No, I'd take that. I'll take 46 soul at 14 minutes when you're getting camped in the bot lane. I'll take that. I'll take that all the time. But he is, he has to walk away there for a little bit. Hecarim, though, key items for the top side of the map for Defiant Ascension. They have the...
Rammus is dead here, actually. That's it. Dawning Shadow not even really needed. Wombat does so much damage, goes golden for just a couple more seconds. As here comes the package, but it will just simply push Lexar into the kill onto Wombat, but still a 1-for-2.
Right. That was some good plays by the bot lane. Wombat and Cow are not ready to fight.
Side though, Sakowitz is huge with the damage. Hecarim ults out, taunts it up. It's a 2v1 that he cannot win, and Star gets his 7th of the game.
He is just everywhere on the map. He's camping bot side. He fakes him out by going top side. Shen ult for the follow up, easy kill. Looks like they should go for the Rift Herald since that's the only objective up, and he was on the top side of the map. Binks, though, do get the first tower, the first brick in the bot lane, putting that Vel'Koz and the Sen in the mid lane, allowing the Corki to farm in the sideline, hopefully.
Yeah, pretty easily so. But we're also talking about the macro coming in from Star, right? He's like you were saying, he's completely everywhere considering how fast the Hecarim is. The rotations coming out of him, it are absolutely massive because you assume you probably see him bots like someone with a ward and suddenly 2 seconds that he's top side. That's all about power of the Hecarim, right? He's just so fast and he's consistently finding these opportunities, because seeing where Durja is and being able to see what else he can do, as actually Senna might be dead here. Slip's just barely trying to get out. Star goes in, but Flash in from Void Life secures the kill.
Void Life is finally on the board with his first kill. He looked like he might have been everywhere, but he wasn't allowed in the team fights. He did get the first tower pretty low, and Senna is down again for the 5th time this game, 5-5 at 16.
As the throw sniper completely out, Void Life thinking for a bit too long. Gets killed out, and that puts Durja the second kill as well. But Rift Herald pop on the bot side, that should be a tower.
That most definitely be a tower. If they want to push this, I would at least usher Shelly to the 2nd tier turret. I wouldn't let it just walk over. Depends on what they want to go with. The next dragon is up in 1:30 though, so we got to see if that's the next team fight. Gold, Divine Ascension is up around 1.5 gold. A lot of that is in the jungle, so Hecarim needs to carry in these team fights, needs to get on this immobile backline.
Ornhorn out, but Flash immediately from Divine has to go ahead and avoid the knockup. Good flash by him. That could have definitely been a will kill for Sakowitz.
Right, but Ornhorn might just be up or down for this dragon fight that comes up in a minute, and that's a key team fight ultimate.
It should definitely be down as Lexer goes ahead, use the 90 caliber net to go and survive. But no, but that cooldown is 1:30 seconds, so Ornhorn will not be up for this team fight.
Right, so this team fight, if this is something that Binks wants to fight for, which they should, since this will be pressuring Dragon's Soul.
Star, though, puts an H in the whole barrier pot as he lived for a couple more seconds. But Wombat, though, still so strong.
Right. Oh, he might be cut out. Hecarim will go for that.
Never mind. He is strong, getting immobile, though. ADC down, the Durja caught up in the middle of 2, taunted up. Facebreaker, Ouches is barely survived. Nope, never mind. There's the Caitlyn with the auto. It's going to take him out. That's still a 2-for-1 right coming out for them. One more rocket. Rammus goes ahead.
Oh, there we go.
There. Sorry, Wang goes ahead and snipes. That's a double for him.
What a snipe. Wang is now 5-1-1. He's popping off. He's almost have his completed Trinity Force. Hopefully he'll get that around 20 minutes, but he still needs to be powerful for this dragon fight. The dragon is up. The jungle is down for Binks. Top laner down for Divine Ascension. He used his Shen ult, so he doesn't have that for this fight.
But not at all. Both top laner ults are down here, so those are obviously 2 crucial team final rotation ultimates. And it looks like that's really all they need to go ahead and make sure that Divine Ascension do not go for this dragon. We're seeing Wang. He's getting stronger and stronger, almost like a Triforce too.
Yeah, he's got 2,000 gold on him before he backs. He is 3k ahead of his opposing mid laner. He has a Trinity Force. He's pulling up his Mirror Mana. He has the Sork Boots. He has a pickaxe. He is going to be doing damage. This Corki is online.
It most definitely is. Sork Boots, 2 Trinity Force, and Mirror Mana, just exactly that you said it as well, Bo. Because we were talking about before that Wang is absolutely massive for the side of Binks' sword. He more often than not is the one that takes him through at the mid and late game, and really is a star player for this roster. Now, considering Wang is ahead, him being ahead could exactly be what Binks' sword needs to go ahead and get back into the game.
Exactly. They are still only about 1k behind, but that's the difference between this Hecarim and this Corki. Who is going to be able to kill the key players in this team fight? Hecarim goes in.
Almost immediately goes and use the auto smite. Smite actually not used by anybody yet, but that's that right at the end. They go to steal where the dragon gets slow point at the cost of his life. Sako's fighting up the backside up against Lexa, but not super strong. The Wang is a huge chunk of damage, not respecting the Caitlyn or the Cinder. Dies for it though. And Binks' sword is still chasing right now in this 2v4 almost. That's a triple coming in for Void alive. I'm not sure that was the play there. Bo.
That was definitely not the play. They overchased. Wayne got caught out. He got stunned by the Syndra, and then he got ulted, and he was immediately dead. He got stepped on the trap by the Caitlyn. It was already half elf. Syndra's like, oh, half elf Corki. That's easy. I press R now, right? All right, he's dead. Cool. All the bounty to me. That is a huge shutdown. That brings the mid laner from being down 3k to being down only 1k. That was a 200 gold difference right there from getting that kill on that Corki. That was huge. Binks definitely overchased there. That was a 5v3 that they thought they could fight. Nope, Morgana, Caitlyn, you walked right into our traps. Easy 2 extra kills for us. Thank you.
Yeah, almost immediately because they just did not respect the amount of lockdown and still damage which comes in for the side of DAG. Because we're looking at it, you know, Shen was still there, like Morgana was still there, Caitlyn was still there, like Void Alive was still there, like on the Syndra. It's like there's just so much that they can do considering the scatter the weak, the bindings, the taunts. It's just, and plus, Crazy Clever Cow. He's currently level 9 right now as well. Only has about 68 souls and a frozen mallet. He was in no position to fight that.
Right, he's still pulling online. He's going the glacial build, but he has a frozen mallet when he already has glacial. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. The slow you're getting in addition to that is minimal.
Crazy Clever Cow barely survives there actually up in that 4v5 because it looks like Binks wanted to go and try to start a Baron, but we'll go and get caught out.
No, yeah, this is definitely Binks is now on the back foot.
Divine wants to chase this, but Hecarim face checks into a bush, barely surviving. Shark goes in, Ornhorn is out. Oh, so is the Vel'Koz ultimate, but the Death Ray will not kill anybody just yet. But Binks have blinking health bar right now as the Ornn chases too far in yet again. Nobody was really behind it. This fight was looking so good for Binks. Going so wary yet again, 2 for 1.
2 for 1, right. They are still... Oh, my goodness.
2 for 2? Never mind.
Oh, that was 2 for 2. Can they make it... Oh,
they're going to make that even. Starter doesn't want to go ahead and stop, but pops in. But still Clever Cow and Void fighting up at the backside. It's a 3 for 3. This fight is still going on, boys. As
behind enemy lines.
Oh, the flash out, the shutdown. Coming in for the Senna and the almost ace as Starvos. No, he slow wants the Clever, going right onto Clever Cow. Gets a shutdown there, and that is it. That's the ace for Big Sword.
What was that?
What was that?
It was like, oh, we don't want to fight you. We do want to fight you. We're not going to fight you. We're going to fight you now again. We're going to flash over for you. That was insane. What are they? What are they doing? That was crazy. That was huge by Wang. Wang got some of those key snipes on the carries. He saw them, he flash queued, got the kill. That's what started the fight over again. And then the Senna flashed again to secure the kill on the Caitlyn again. So definitely being aggressive. Binks is like, we're not going to give you this game easy. We're going to fight you. We're going to claw our way back by getting kill after kill. We don't care if we're chasing over. Or know we had the damage to finish you guys off in the end.
And again, that right there too, because we're seeing might be a bit of miscommunication too coming up from Sakowitz, because he was very far ahead chasing the team, wanting to fight. Meanwhile, everybody else was very behind. Like, not only they're going ahead fully committed, Crazy Clever Cow gets rooted up. A lot of damage, Hecarim ult out too, and that should be it. Ornhorn will not really matter, as it will get the mock-up and chuck down Rammus to half. But this should be the dragon going over to DAG, but Binks have to fight this.
Yeah, they're not going to give this one up easy. Shen goes in.
Oh, Dirge immediately packaged up on the backside. Rammus too good. Taking on yet again support for support. And there's the ultimate coming in for Vel'Koz. We were talking about Sakowitz up in the middle of 3 things. So much damage. Dirge doesn't find the 2 damage at all though, but oh! Warning fire, hard commits to the Caitlyn. Dies for it, but still gets the kill. But both Dirge and Star are still alive, but Dirge on building health bars.
Right, Dirge is definitely low on the health bars, but they got the damage in the Wombat.
Yeah, Star is in Donic Shadow, hopping the heal up a little bit more though, but that Shen W just too good. No autos coming in for them. Wombat though does a fair bit of damage, doesn't have the ultimate. One full combo will do, but don't even need it. Just with the QW takes out Star. Now with both junglers down and the bot lane still up, no one should get this dragon.
I hope not. Yeah, you don't want to risk it. You don't want to throw that away without your jungler alive. They did stop Divine Ascension from stop getting that dragon, which is huge. It was scrappy and it was close, but the Wombat came up clutch, finding that kill on the Hecarim.
Yeah, and these extended team fights here, honestly, overall, they are really helping Binks more often than not to be able to consistently find these advantages to get back into the fight. Because if we're looking at Binks scales really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Like, really, really well.
Yeah.
Corki scales, Orin scales, Vel'Koz scales pretty well. He does that true damage that always hurts.
Mm-hmm. Senna scales.
Yeah, Senna scales. It's
now we're just saying champions see their scale pretty much. That's
Hecarim got his death stance. He's a little bit more durable in this team fights, but he's not doing as much damage as he did in the earlier parts of the game. They're gonna start the dragon up though.
They are definitely. They're just looking out on the back side, but his entire team is not really there. As how it's going down, he goes in, but he's stunned up. He can't even get to the dragon, take him down before that comes up, and that is Soul coming up for Divine Ascension, but Binks want to go and find the fight. As Sakowicz up in the middle too, finds the huge knockup. Vel'Koz ults out, gets taken out of Rammus yet again. Divine is quite low, dude. The double coming in for the Wombat. He is the ADC. So, provingly so, but they lose the dragon at 2-for-1 at the end for Binks.
Right, that they got 2 kills, but I still want that dragon. Durja knew he had to go in. His team wasn't there in time. He got one-shotted. He got focused, and he died before the dragon was even in smiting range. I think this Mountain Soul is going to come in huge. That shield against the poke of the Senna and the Corki and the Vel'Koz is going to be huge. It's not an Ocean Soul you're not sustaining, but you're still getting that shield over time, and you can take the brunt of the poke before the fight.
Which is exactly what we're seeing so far, though. But considering with Binks' sword, although they're not necessarily getting these objectives, they're still somehow coming out on top of these fights, which is allowing them space that they sort of desperately need to be able to go ahead and farm up a little bit more. As I'll go ahead and hold Wombat goes his super to the damage, goes into the shadow, gets out though, but Crazy Cow will not be so lucky as TB comes in from the shed, and they want this Baron.
Right, I don't know what they were doing back in there. They saw the Hecarim within a screen away, and as soon as the Hecarim saw the Vel'Koz...
Oh, actually, Wang Fire, those rockets are disgusting. As he do so much damage, starts goes ahead and ulted away, but it's almost nobody. He's smited up to slow it down. Rammus too good as also really low, and that'll be it. They stop the Baron.
They do stop the Baron, and that's the key part right there. The jungler was still alive with Durja. Durja may not get those 50-50s when they start, but he can smite the dragon away and steal them when it counts most. Good job on Divine Ascension, not trying to take that 50-50 over the Baron, which could turn the game around.
Yeah, no, so Baron right now would be absolutely massive coming in for Divine Ascension Gold. They are still somehow down towers right now. They do look so good in these team fights. They're first on the objectives, but like I was trying to say before, Binks' sword still are somehow coming out on top of these fights, as we just have a small little pause for the bot lane. But like I was saying, Binks' sword consistently coming out on top, because he's coming out just by a centimeter on these fights, right? Giving them a little bit more space to go ahead and farm, even out these lanes, and open up the map because they're still up in towers.
Right. Sakowicz and Wang are doing work in the side lanes, getting those towers down. I want to see, while we have this pause, I want to see Cal survive a fight. Like, I feel like if he survives a fight, Binks wins the fight. But he's just kept getting caught out right before the fight happens. And I just want to see him, like, actually, be there so Binks' sword doesn't have to take a 4v5 every time they're fighting over an objective.
That's the thing too, though, here, Bohus, is even though it is almost a 4v5, Wombat and Wang, they're so strong, and just Wombat really has to go in and use his ultimate to go ahead and make that fight even every single time and leave almost everybody on DAG. Pretty much on breaking health bars too, because look at this. Wang has 4 items right now. He's terrifying.
Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness. That Corki is super scary. Like, oh my goodness, that was an auto attack. That was a crit, but that was an auto attack on the tank Shen. That's and he's got package. He's packaging without like an objective, but he still has package. I think they should try and make a play around this package because that's huge. That can totally turn a team fight when that burns down the whole entire enemy team with the mini rumble ult.
Yeah, completely. Like package is absolutely massive, and like you mentioned there too, Bo. It's like when used correctly, can be really good to go at splitting apart a fight, or just deleting some members on another side of the team. But I doubt he'll be able to really use it overall. We'll like to have to go ahead and drop it into a lane to just go ahead and try to survive. And right now, Binks has to try to go ahead and play for Baron, and definitely has to try to play for Soul, as Baron is stopped as though, but DAG poking it down a little bit, just clearing out vision. We see a lot of pings coming in. They both know they want this.
Right. That ward right there over in the jungle has been a little bit pesky. Did they just clear it? That's the key thing. They saw them walking away. They saw them walking away from the Baron, so they know they can start clearing vision in the Baron pit.
Yeah, completely. So here, just both sides trying to set up as many wards as they want. As Hecarim goes in, gets a bunch of damage almost immediately onto Wang, though he knows his targets. He's going full send on him, and he gets him. And Dirge is out of the back line as well, though. So Sakowitz up into the front trying to do what he can, but he's up in the middle of 4 yet again, though. But Stavros also going to get Clever Cow. He's dead. When Wombat tries to get one back, but he just cannot. Like, Star just keeping him alive for a little bit more, and that's it. Like, that was the fight right there. Pretty much as soon as you saw both Wang and Dirge dead, it did not matter what happened afterwards. It's really a question of what more they could get, and that's Baron.
Right. Star is popping off. He is putting his carry pants on. He is 17-6-6. 17 kills this game. He has the Trinity Force. He's super tanky. He will survive in fights. And he still deletes the carry.
Wombat? Yeah, you're dead. He was so low.
Yeah. Going for the hero play. You gotta go for it sometimes.
Yeah, he most definitely does. I do have to be honest, though. It's like, he was so extremely low. Also didn't have his ultimate up either. Not too sure what he could have done, but considering, Star does definitely still have Smite, but it could have been bad. But going a bit back to that team fight, though, Starstruck went full send onto Wang. He knew if Wang stayed alive, they were completely dead. And he also combined it, with Divine X, with Divine, using the ultimate on him, going for the taunt as well to just completely secure the kill. Because even with Star's full combo, they did kill him.
Right. He's still tanky. He's got the Phantom Dancer. He's going in again. He finds the Senna.
Clay's Clever Cow just alone by himself. Ace in the hole going to take him down. He's unfortunately just been caught out so much this game. Just has not had time to skill.
No, he's going for vision with no friends against a Hecarim, who has 17 kills. You don't. You're a Senna. No. Please, no. Wangfire caught out again.
Oh, Wangfire, the Caitlyn hurts. Oh my god, that crit completely decimated almost half of his health bar too. And I had to imagine here, Boas, those as go and hold Wombat, his huge chunk of damage, misses the Q, but Wombat knows he's completely gone. He's waiting for death to come to him.
Right. I don't know why you guys try and fight that. You lost both your range in your fight. Like, Vel'Koz has some range, but not as much range as a Senna or a Corki would in that fight. So they had no way to poke them down, poke them off of this objective, and he just sat there and got caught by the
Sakowitz trying to find Divine, but he's so tanky. Not only is it a Shen with the shield buffs too, but with Elder Soul as well. With Soul and only Elder Soul as well too. So it's like he's insane right now. As this should be the end.
Right. This
is it right here. As you see, fighting going on there onto the base. I like Wombat goes ahead and pops the ultimate, but really does not matter. Starts a huge chunk of damage. Void Alive assassinates him in his own fountain. Tower is down, and that is for game number 1. Going over to define Ascension Gold. We were saying how it'll be an uphill battle, but the draft that they had just did so well against Big Sword with no real support on their side. There's only a ton they could do, but a good job by DAG to go and take the first game.
Right. I want to say that there was definitely some blunders on Bink's sword, but overall it was a relatively even game up until that Baron and up until that fight after the Dragon Soul. It was even, and sometimes Binks was ahead, sometimes Divine Ascension was ahead, but it was an even game up until that fight, and that's when Star turned on the Hecarim, and Wangfire just couldn't be in position to do the damage he needed to carry his team.
Yeah, just completely, because they were saying how Wangfire they completely turn over that fight, especially in the previous ones that they had. So their target was clear. If Wang is dead, we win, and they proved that consistently, time and time again with these previous fights. Plus considering they had Soul, they got Baron, and then they got Elder, it's really only a matter of time before they closed out the game.
Right. I honestly believe, like, if Sword just didn't die before an objective and fought for it front to back, they might win. But they were never in a position to fight front to back.
No.
Starstro 64 would not let them fight front to back. As soon as he saw someone out of position, he was like, "Target lock. I'm going in. Support me, Shen. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna kill this person. You better be behind me on this one."
Yeah, almost immediately they were just consistently caught out though. Like especially that Senna too. Either being alone in the side lane, or Sakowitz just pretty much committing to a fight when he was almost by himself. The team just was not in. But honestly though, with that being said, it's still game number 1, so anything could happen. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Excellencies by Destiny Jones. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and toys who just woke up because your children just left the room and you want to watch some League of Legends. I'm Ravishing Ravis, the most ravishing man on the internet, joined here by Boaz Jr., and we're into game numero dos for the Excellency Light testing rounds between Bink Sword and Divine Ascension Gold. As we're to pick some bands here, Boaz, how are you feeling after that first game?
Dude, that first game was hype. That Hecarim first ban, I'm glad I saw it because that was out of control. That stuff was crazy. He had 17 kills at the end of the game. He was killing everybody. Anybody he saw out of position, he was locked and loaded. They were dead already. I am excited to see what bans Binks bring out. They bring out the Hecarim and the Caitlyn first round. Those were definitely problems for them to deal with last game. I'm glad they're out of the game. Let's see what's new.
1,000% here, Boaz. It's because, as you're saying before, immediately Binks go ahead and take away what was their bane up onto the bot side, right? They're looking at it, Caitlyn Morgana, so completely oppressive as well. Although with the Vel'Koz, they didn't do too bad in lane, still quite strong as you went on, as Xayah is the first pick for Binks.
That's something new. Whenever I was playing on Binks, I previously was on Binks Gold Sword, this team as a support. We almost always left Wombat to have his own devices in the later stages of the draft. Giving him a first pick means they have a plan, hopefully in place, to deal with this bot lane and get him ahead this game. I'm super excited.
Oh, 1,000% here, but we're seeing also with DAG go ahead and break up the lovers. They don't want to get the Xayah Rakan bot lane. Rakan, I find, too, overall, underrated pick in many of these drafts. Or the drafts in general too. He's a great support pick in my opinion. He has a lot of really good engage and disengage as well. Plus, he offers heals too.
Right, he's kind of that catch-all. He's a little bit niche, but he's slowly. This meta is letting him do whatever he needs to if he can. The ulti and with the W starts off the fight super easy. Ashe arrow with the follow-up or to start the fight up, and he can follow up. Super versatile bot lane. Definitely level 6. I would be scared on the other side of the team with Rakan Ashe. Looks like a Nautilus and Set maybe picked up on Bink's side. Nautilus Xayah is definitely going to be also level 6. We're going to go in Nautilus ult on top of the Ashe. Ashe doesn't have much mobility. See if Rakan can peel for them or not. Set also probably going in the jungle.
See, that's really the question overall too, because of the mobility. That is pre-existent up onto the bot side. Nautilus can be huge, but I'm curious as to why Binks would go ahead and pick up Thresh here.
Thresh, maybe the support's not too comfortable. Maybe they want that true lockdown that Nautilus is able to bring. The Q into his passive snare is long enough for Xayah to possibly follow up with her own snare, and by that time, hopefully someone's dead after that combo wombo. Shen again in the top lane again. They banned the Graves on Bink's side, and the Orianna is banned against Wang in the mid lane for DAG.
So not yet again, DAG sticking to a lot of pretty much their same bans. Actually, this is almost the exact same band so far, except the Mordekaiser just switch up from game number 1, and except the Corki switch up. From game number 1 too, because we saw just how absolutely massive, Fire became up out of that Corki. But that also ultimately made him a target. I am interested to see, how Binks go ahead and evolve yet again. Will they take away more of these top mid lane options, and it will be the Galio.
Galio, definitely a good setup for the Shen to go and ult in. They definitely, with Wang playing on those control mages, is also a bad matchup for him since he can't really pick an AD pick into it. Just a good solid ban all around. Echo's getting hovered. Looking to see that possibly in the jungle. What do you think?
Honestly, I definitely think so. Considering the engaged style composition that DAG was playing previously, I would not be surprised if Echo is in the jungle. Considering Hecarim is banned away, Echo yet again offers a lot of utility, huge amounts of engage, and really good scaling overall. Right.
As long as Echo goes in with a Shen ult, they can lock it up. As long as Echo isn't ulting out while he still has the Shen ult in him and then bring the Shen back, that would be a big mishap. But hopefully he can stay alive long enough for the Shen to get in there and do what he needs to do on the back line. Zac picked up, looks like it's going to be a set top lane, or maybe in the mid lane. I'm probably going to say top lane then. Zac can definitely start up the fights. A lot of engaged, a lot of range setup on the side of Binks with the Nautilus and the Zac already. They want to start fights on their own terms, it looks like.
Yeah, Binks definitely not opting for so much so of the playing back is game number one. They want to run into you as the final pick yet again will be a scaling laner, that being on that Victor, right? Which is a lot of fun. The final pick coming in from Divine Ascension. This time they'll take the Vel'Koz.
They'll take the Vel'Koz, yes.
You know what? Man, I think this is the most amount of Vel'Koz I've seen in any sort of type of game, like type composition, in a very long time. I don't know about you here, man. I've got a big smile on my face, boys.
Yeah, I might not be as much as a Vel'Koz fan as you are, but I definitely like seeing him when the plays. He can melt someone from 100 to 0, no problem. You don't want to underestimate the amount of damage the Vel'Koz can do. Looks like Victor in the mid lane against that. It's probably going to be like a farm lane. Wang's definitely comfortable in the kind of farm lane. Get the Victor ahead, get those nice, clean team fights. I want to focus again on the jungle and bot lane again. I think the top lane again is going to be Set versus...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Excellency's Light Testing Grounds. We're into game number 2 for Bink Sword versus DAG. And after a fantastic game number 1 coming from DAG, let's see if they can go ahead and give the same performance, or will Bink Sword again go ahead and take this one?
Right. In the top lane on Bink Sword, we got Sakowitz on the set. We have Dirge on the Zac jungle, Wangfire mid lane Victor, Wombat on the Xayah AD carry, and Crazy Clever Cow on the Nautilus support. Divine X on Divine Ascension Gold.
Oh, as I'll have to go ahead and pause you. That Ram is too good. Has to go ahead and flash out immediately. Caught by the full range Nautilus hook.
Excellent job. You definitely had the level 1 with the Nautilus, and that hook is pretty terrifying. Definitely have to flash out of that one. Free Fresh on the Rakan. That was Ram is too good on the Rakan and support lane. Lexar FB818 on the Ashe AD carry. Void alive on the Vel'Koz. Starstro 64 on the Echo jungle. And again, Divine X on the Shen top lane. I'm looking at Starstro 64, see what he can do on the Shen. Can he carry as well as he did last game on the Hecarim as he can this game on the Echo? I am excited to see what he can do. I am looking forward to Wang on the Victor. I want to see what he can do. Can he pull out another carry performance this game? What do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely the overall thing that we're looking at, right? That mid lane 2 is going to be absolutely huge, right, between Void Alive and Wang. And Wang, again, is definitely going to lead a fair amount of time to really become relevant to this game, especially as that Victor. Because even once he goes ahead and gets that full completed Hex core, he still needs his first item to be able to, just do Victor things, as we talked about last game with Caitlyn. But definitely, Star, previous game, was his presence was unmatched by really anybody else there. Like staying up under that bot side, being able to do so much. So his presence definitely needs to consistently be felt by the laners at DAG to be able to feel safe and really, to just hold them. As we see, now let's go ahead and tries to hold the Ashe almost immediately. A lot of damage only put out to him. Ignite down to Rammus is too good as well, but he will get out.
Right, that's the level 2. They had the level 2 with the Nautilus Xayah. They were able to get the Rakan locked down. They did go with the heal Ignite on the bot lane, so they definitely want to be aggressive. They want to make their own plays in this bot lane. Rakan still doesn't have a flash, so I think on level 3, level 4, they can try that again if Rakan's ever out of position.
As Rakan goes in yet again, though, but gets caught out. Cannot get the knockup onto either.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand what he was trying to do there. Like you are.
I'll go and hold you here, Bohez. As we're seeing, Wangfire takes a full Vel'Koz combo to the face and dies for it too. First blood. Destruction yet again. Topside though. Sakowitz did a ton of damage, but Divine X takes that true punch to the face, pulls him in. Q. One more auto. This is it. Sakowitz gets a solo kill topside.
Set hits him with the 1-2. Sakowitz. It was too far forward. Shen was low. That true damage. I don't think Divine was ready for that true damage. That was like half of his HP with true damage right there. He was not ready. And Sakowitz was able to follow up.
Not at all. We're seeing like I was saying before in draft as well, the early game leveling and should definitely go over to the set, considering he's very oppressive, especially with that haymaker. And when it lands right in the middle, when it beautifully just just threads into that sweet spot. That feels good.
Tons of damage, definitely ready for it. But Star was able to get the first blood in the mid lane on the Victor. Victor had a TP in, and he also burned his flash. So that is definitely a lane he can go back to. If he repeats that, and Victor doesn't have the TP to get back in, he's going to be even more behind, and it's going to be even later in the game before he can turn online like he needs to. Vel'Koz is a little bit down in CS at the time, but I still think that this is a lane you need to look at.
As we see Rammus get caught out, but luckily he has a Rakan, so he can dash towards the ADC. Should be okay. Because the cover guard does not get knocked up. Does not get knocked up.
Right. You are Rakan. You can just go over to your AD carry and get out of the way, but it's still you don't want to get caught.
But yet again though, Rammus is too good getting caught up by these full range hooks.
Yeah, you can't step forward like that. Yes, you have the wave with you, but the wave's not doing you any good if you're standing outside of the wave. right? Like, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to follow the wave like that. He didn't have his shield back up. He didn't have his W to get away. There was both on cooldowns. He was like, okay, I have hookup, and you're dead now again, I guess. Looks like Crazy Cloud is now the one starting to get the plays together, unlike last game where he was the one dying. Looks like he's returning the favor to his opponent's side in the bot lane.
Yeah, which is actually what we want to see out of him, right? Rarely early on, like, but as a going hold though, as Stars trying to look for something up on the top side, but considering Sakowicz is pretty pushed in, not too sure about the play here. He's just kind of taking Divine's farm.
Right. I think Divine just needs to back, and he is not in a position to fight this set right now. Like, this set is 20 CS up, and then he gets a huge wave. This set is massively ahead of farm. He is totally in control of the top lane, and I think he was just helping the Shen get through that.
Oh, Void Alive doesn't get caught up by the Chaos Storm, uses the Q and W immediately, and Durja can't find him either.
Right. Oh, Flash.
Clever Cow that uses the flash, still gets a hook in as well, as that's just immediately deleted by Wombat.
Right. He uses his flash, he uses his knight. Wombat follows up with a flash. The flash from Lexar was not enough to get him out of position. Wombat is ahead, 2 kills in the bot lane with his BF sword on his back.
Yeah, completely. And this is very different from game number 1 that we saw coming out of Binks, though. Like you were saying before, here, Bohus, right? It was mainly like Crazy Clever and Wombat really getting cat out, but this is their revenge. This is what we wanted to see out of them. Them adapting, evolving, and doing more. And Vel'Koz level 6 to use the ultimate, but doesn't have the full. Doesn't land the full brunt of the ultimate. Just one more auto should do it, but like not gonna get the kill. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know if he like stopped his ultimate early because he thought he was already dead, or if like his ultimate just going back in.
Crazy Clever Cow though, and Lex aren't facing anything to him at all. Wombat taking a lot of damage, gets exhausted. Down, Shen ult is in, and is he gonna live this? Oh my god! Wombat barely gets away, and Ram is too good, bit too far forward. Flash out from Durja and gets taken down to Lexar in the middle of it. Should pop Zack's passive, but it doesn't. Actually, he doesn't even do that.
That's a 2 for nothing. That's a tiny Zack, but he's still alive. His passive doesn't get popped. And Wombat was able to get the kill. He farmed up, he healed up a little bit with the pots, and he was able to secure that 3rd kill on the Ashe. It is now 2 deaths on either side on the bot lane, and 3 kills to Wombat. Looks like it's going to be the different carry this game. Instead of Wangfire, it's going to be Wombat, so that's going to be the one to lead the team to victory. They are up almost 3k, about 2k ahead right now, 5 kills to 1. I want to see if they can start taking some objectives with their gold lane in the bot lane with this dragon.
And the Xayah being ahead is exactly what you want. Like, considering Xayah takes quite some time to really get rolling and become relevant, she needs her crit. Like, especially her S tier, which she has that. She can really start putting out her Qs in a lockdown and be able to do more on these lanes. So, considering most of these kills went on to Wombat, is huge coming in for Big Sword, and they're very different form, I should say, from game number 1. Considering how aggressive Crazy Clever Cow is playing, Lexar and Rammus just have not had much of a chance to do much in lane, although their CS is even. But like we're seeing, yet again, Wombat has a BF, like Crazy Clever Cow goes in again, but the TP coming from the Vel'Koz up out of the backside, Blaze Stroke out though. Will not catch anybody all, but all coming from Crazy Clever Cow as well, and that's Lexar dead. Wombat fighting up out of the backside, huge haymaker coming from Sakowicz to stop the ultimate, and yet again the bot lane of DEG is dead.
That was insane. Like, the bot lane was already ahead, but Sakowicz was with the clutch play. TP's down. He saved his TP. He had enough pressure in the top lane. Obviously, with the doubling his CS of his opponent and having over 1k differential, he TP's down, gets his bot lane even more ahead. It feels like the bot lane of Defiant Ascension are just falling and then dying.
Starstroke?
That was a little questionable, I will say, as a caster. I would say something different in game, but I'll say questionable now as a caster. Could face check that.
Wombat, though, by himself is almost no health, no mana. Lexar trying to run him down. One more auto should be able to do it. Goes on the tower, though. Oh, should take a Sorry, should take a chunk of damage, but gets out okay. As here comes Clever Cow, a half health as well, and Durja, but without the ADC, but Wangfire, I should say, after getting his here, does he have the damage? Is the question. No, he does not just yet. But there's the kill coming out to him. Chaos Storm explodes the ADC, and that's a 1 for 2, I believe.
Right. That put Ashe back in this game. Ashe was down like 2k head. Now she's only down maybe 800 gold. So that was a 900 gold shutdown on the Ashe to the Xayah. I think that is a big difference. He was definitely out of position. He just got run down. Ashe is like, I'm just going to slow you and slowly kill you over time. He didn't have flash. He didn't have ult. He didn't have any way to get out of that fight.
So he did not at all. Losing tops yet again. He got aggressive, but Wangfire caught out a little bit by himself. There's the ability we were talking about, but the all coming from the Echo is Durja. The passive is pop, but the backside Rammus is too good fighting by himself. Pops the Vel'Koz. Ooh, but the E almost takes him down. And Starstroke commits a bit too hard. Dives for it. Rammus yet again hooked in. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is definitely some revenge from Cal. Cal is now the one to say, how does it feel to consistently get engaged on this game? And again, I want to put again to Psychowitz in the top lane, making sure the Shen didn't come to that fight. He got the shield, but the Shen wasn't able there to back him up. Psychowitz has full advantage in that top lane.
Flash for both the support and the ADC. Now, Lexer having his flash down is absolutely massive right now. Of course, for the next 5 minutes, he's so vulnerable.
Right. Yes, I would definitely trade that flash all the time, every time. That's the only way Ashe is getting out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wangfire though does a lot of damage, but I doubt that he would have died as Rammus goes in and out trying to knock up the minions.
Right. Yep, Wangfire not having the greatest time is even in CS though. Like you might see him low, but he's still even in CS. He still has TP. He has TP advantage. He's just gonna back, maybe TP back in the lane, maybe save his TP for another time. But Wang is slowly still scaling up. He died that one time, but he hasn't died since, and he's looking to see what he can do.
Dirge up on the bot side doesn't land the knockup, but use the less bounce. Rammus is too good to turn around defense ADC, but it does not matter because the bouncy boy is just too good.
Right. He flashed in knowing that Ashe didn't have flash. He knew he could take the fight.
Oh, crap, Rammus, why are you standing there, mate? You're just waiting for the minions to crash. He should. That's unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate. It's now a 4K lead for Binks, 13-4. That is pretty heavily in their favor. I want to see them start snowballing this game, try and end this game soon, because they need to keep pressing their advantage. Xayah has the Essence Reaver on her back, and she still has 18k to spend when she goes for her next back.
Which is absolutely insane. It is 12 minutes into the game. The Xayah is 9-1. Brestronster up on the top center has to go fight Psychowitz. Facebreaker out, lot of damage, and the showstopper into the wall, but it doesn't matter. Strasser pops the ultimate, goes back in time to eliminate it.
Right. Yep, that was key. You need to slow down that set. That set was just taking over the top side. They do summon the Rift out on the top lane, though, to counter the first brick that, again, Binks got. They got it last game. They got it this game as well. The bot side of the map, but they're responding back.
Yeah, Clever Cow used the knockup onto the Vel'Koz. Void Storm is out, and Void Alive is dead.
Would like to see that one getting pushed over to the Victor. I'm not going to articulate it too much. He was pretty dead to rights. He didn't have flash. He doesn't have TP. They're back in the resetting.
Immediately, so one thing which is missing from game number 1, though, I find here, Boas, is that Shen presence. Right? Because Shen is getting pushed in so hard in lane, and because Sakowitz has had control almost the entire time, he's either been able to pretty much just take Divine X out of the fight, or just not let him use the ultimate or waste his TP to get back into the lane. So, which is, I find really unfortunate, but it's still quite early on, though. But it's quite early on, but still because of this, we're seeing, Lexer is really suffering, as Clever Cow just hooks to the wall, should be able to get out.
Right. Xayah a little aggressive far forward, but has the damage to back it up.
Yeah, look at the damage she does already. Should go ahead and work towards the IE and getting it pretty soon. And once that IE and Essence Reaver is online, Xayah will shred through these people.
Right. She is working towards it, still at 800 gold. She is 2.5k ahead of the Ashe. Even Ashe, after the Ashe got that 900 gold back, she is still 2.5k back. They're not giving up in the spot lane.
No, considering Dragon is alive right now, though, like we're seeing DAG definitely want to go ahead and fight this. They don't want to give this up at all, considering they had complete control of the last game. But we'll see. Oh, maybe Dragon gets collapsed. Somebody's a lot of damage, almost on a half health. On the backside, though, we're seeing a shutdown coming in from Void alive. Ram is too good, kind of cut whatever he can. So is Lexar, but Lexar is just untouched the entire time. Wombat gets a kill, gets a double, make that 2, but Lexar's still alive. Taking on second with Chaos Storm does so much damage, but can the Victor close it out? Yes, he can, as Lightning does strike twice in that battle, but still, Wombat's still alive as well, but Lexar is dead. This should go ahead and give them Dragon control.
Yep, they don't want to try and get poked down because Vel'Koz is still a Poke champion, and if you're aloof from the Dragon, Vel'Koz is an easy clean-up with the Q or the W with his long-range poke. See? Oh, there we go.
Woo! Bye-bye! That's it!
You got comboed. Goodbye.
Yeah. See, that's it. Sorry to cut you off, boss. I just wanted to say, see, power of the Vel'Koz. I'm so proud of my boy right there.
Showing up, he's getting those kills that game. That was, again, another shutdown. An 800 gold shutdown to the Vel'Koz with an 800 gold in his pockets. He's starting to show up, see that he can also be the carry in the games when he needs to be. Gold is about even in the mid lane, but Wombat's still giving away those bounties, dying when he doesn't really need to. They are starting up the Dragon, though, again.
They are, as we see, the max range hook onto Lexa. He should be dead, but Clever Cow gets the kill yet again.
Right. He does get the kill again, but that is 80 carry down for this Dragon fight. This should be Binks.
Oh, Psychowitz actually face checks the brush. Strasstrode out. Use the ultimate to try to survive Ignite, taking him down, though. Ooh, how far will that arm stretch? Answer, not far enough.
Not far enough.
Woohoo! Ram is too good, gets going ahead and comboed upon by his lover. The betrayal is real.
The betrayal is real. I was about to say that lover duo is not so. Maybe they're in a rough patch in their relationship right now because that was an insane amount of damage, and Xayah did not care.
As we see, Arrow goes in to get one, but there's a deletion coming in onto Psychowitz. They're just trying to go ahead and bounce away to try to live, but no more kills should be had.
Right. You gotta respect. Don't walk into Xayah. That's her favorite place to be. When you're walking on top of her feathers and she's able to pull them all back and do all of your HP with her Feather Storm and with her Feather Pullback, it's pretty insane. She has an IE and an Essence Reaver. Those items are all AD, all online, all damage.
As we see Durger, though, so tiny has to go walk away. Blade Storm out doesn't catch anybody at all. But this should be the disengage. But considering Durger was so low in health, he should go ahead and die. But the question is who goes and gets the kills. Cloudrock taking a lot of damage. Wombat goes in. Why are you going in, sir? Actually, no, he's fine because I forgot it's a Rakan. So they're both okay. But Psychowitz, Showstopper down, up and on to Starstrode, the Death Laser. Staying true to his name. We'll take him out.
They are definitely pressing their advantage, showing their teeth. It is, again, scrappy fights. We saw last game that Binks loves the scrappy fights, and they are getting the scrappy fights that they want this game. They're picking people off, finding the damage where they need to. They are in total control of this game, taking away the jungle of this Echo. Starstro is not being able as effective as he was last game on this Echo now that his Hecarim is banned out. And I am seeing Wombat pop off this game. 14-2-3, another shutdown. Like, no matter how many times this guy dies, he is still going to have that shutdown gold on him because that is just how far ahead he is this game.
It is disgusting how much damage he's doing right now to being able to stay alive. I imagine once he goes against a lifesteal, he should pretty much be unkillable almost. But the question, I was going to say, I think a special shout out is definitely deserved for Crazy Clever Cow, right? The complete 180 from game number 1 to game number 2, right? He was caught out so much previously, but now doing work. The hooks have been on point. I don't think I've seen him really miss one this entire game. It's been so impressive, really extending his lead whatever he can and applying so much pressure onto every one of DAG.
Right. He is definitely not getting caught out in the fights. He is the one catching people out this time. He is catching the Rakan out. He's catching the Xayah or the Ashe out. He's catching the Vel'Koz out. They cannot miss position because he will turn the trigger on. He will go for the hook. He knows that they're ahead enough that even if it's a 60-40 play, he knows Wombat's going to be able to follow up with the damage.
As we see, Divine, though, might be caught up onto the backside. He knows he's being collapsed upon and should get away. Sorry.
Yeah, the Victor falls behind a little bit in the early game, but he died that once, and he never died again, and he was able to get those 4 kills, 4 assists, and he's slowly farming up. He has those 2 items you were talking about. He has the upgraded Hextech item, so his ultimate, his Q, his E, all of his abilities are upgraded to the fullest with the Lich Bane, so he's going to do tons of damage. I would be super scared as an Ashe right now if I saw a Victor running towards him. That's 100% to 0, easy.
I would be scared as enemy right now to even necessarily even Void Alive too, or Rammus. Or it's just like being able to catch anybody as Victor is terrifying. As Lexar, actually, there's the first hook of the game that he goes ahead and misses. But it doesn't matter because Dodger goes in on the backside though, because Gabriel taking a lot of damage. But Lexar isolated by himself, and there's the laser that we were saying eliminates the Ashe. The Chaos Storm going to take everybody down as the massive power coming of Divine X doesn't necessarily matter. Chetra going into Void alive because Wombat's alive up onto the back side.
That was a 2-for-1 in a 4v5 fight. The set was still top lane pushing down turrets. They got 2 kills in a 2v5 that they wanted to take.
They want to go ahead and get more as Rammus gets caught out yet again. But Starstro finally, let's go. It's his 4th of the game. Should be able to get out for it. But Wombat is quite strong. Does he want to fight this? Nah.
He's still full health, and he still has ultimate. He doesn't have flash or heal, but he definitely can get away from a fight if he needed to. He can outplay the potential. He wants to look for those fights. Meanwhile, Set in the top lane took a tier 2 turret and is looking again in the mid lane. It is 5 turrets to 1 this time.
Yeah, like almost immediately we're seeing right now, Bink Sword is extended their advantages across the map as much as they can. It was like Psychowitz knew that they don't need me, like they're fine because just look, Wombat staying alive almost an entire fight means this fight is there, considering especially since Lexar was caught up in the beginning by Durge immediately, and this should be sole point for them.
Yep, they are definitely going to on the soul point. It is again a Mountain Drake like it was last game, but I just want to put attention. I know we're talking to it a lot, but like Xayah, he is what 2.5 items up on this Ashe right now. Like he has only the Blade of the Ruin King and a Zeal item compared to the IE, the Essence Reader, the PD, and a Cloak of Agility.
Yeah, as we're seeing actually Durge go ahead and get the Locket as a second item. Someone's been listening to LS as the max range hook yet again. The Void Alive ignited up but shouldn't die. Dojo have to follow up there.
Right, he had to flash out that game. He was extremely dead. He didn't have the damage to follow up, but that pushes them off the turret. And Shelly is again to push this turret down. I want to see them try and crack an inhibitor turret off this push. They have the damage. They are ahead and good. Let's see if they can push.
I imagine they will, consider especially with Shelly there. Starship, did you see from 1Q, I believe that was, took almost like a 6 of his health. Oh my god, Wombat.
Yeah, there is no one on Divine Ascension Gold's team that can really tank a Xayah except for the Shen, but the Shen doesn't want to be right where the Xayah is. He wants to be off in a side lane, utilizing his global pressure of his ultimate. So there's literally no one that can like straight up look at this Xayah without taking a ton of damage.
No, not at all, though. I would be looking to see if perhaps, Starstro could try to go get some sort of flank onto Wombat to come from the backside, which Echo is so excellent at doing, or maybe even try to, ult in if he dives a bit too deep. As we've seen, Rammus too good, gets the knockup. Wangfire takes a ton of damage. He should go ahead and die here. Actually, Wombat too. Both these guys caught out. Forget that. Rammus too good. Decides to go ahead and jump online. Massive engage for him, and this is Baron for DAG.
I looked away for 1 second, and all of a sudden, both the carriers are dead. They both had ultimates. Wangfire even used his flash. He flashed into an Astral. That was insane. This is definitely their Baron, unless somehow Durcha can fall in, and they can pull the play.
It would be tough, though. It's a lot of damage. Immediately onto Psychowitz. He goes in, doesn't get the Baron steal, and Durcha should go ahead and die for that, unfortunately so. But going a bit back towards that fight as Clever Cow, he should be dead here as well. Unless, he's gonna go ahead and get up. But with the combination from Lexar and Rammus, it's huge.
Yeah, that was huge. They caught him out. They saw that they're out of position. They saw the ability to take the play, and they took it, and they were definitely rewarded for it. That's Baron to them. on this side. Let's see if they can start taking some more plates.
They should pretty easily be able to do so. How far this Baron power play comes, and I remember we were talking about it in your draft here before as well, Bohus, was we well, not necessarily we, but I honestly was expecting to see some cleanses out of Big Sword, right? At least onto Wombat or onto Wangfire, like just to be able to dissuade against the engage, or just try to live against Ash, right? That's the main thing, but unfortunately not so, and that's the price they pay. So I would expect Wombat to try to at least get QSS for himself.
Right, he has the money to do so. Like, he is like still extremely ahead in gold, almost 5k ahead of this Ash still. But even though you are an Ash, you still have your ultimate utility team fighting ultimate with the Ash arrow that can start a fight and pick out that key carry. And if they don't have cleanse, they don't have QSS, they are going to get followed up on by the Vel'Koz and by the Echo on that kill.
Yeah, what you don't want to see. Just quick note, I wanted to point out to you, Bohus. Xayah has 4 items.
Yeah, it's 4 items to 2.5. 4 items.
As a go ahead and hold his Clever Cow might be caught out. The arrow from down goes ahead and gets him. If Voidlight secures that kill, they're now fighting a 4v5 as this dragon comes up.
Yeah, Dragon's up in a minute and he's down for 20 seconds. They are going to have to Seed All Pressure Wombat again.
Woo! Starstro just deleted with Jungler down 2. They're fighting. That's now a 4v4, but Jungler dead. I'm thinking Big Sword could really contest this dragon.
They need to put the pressure on because the jungler is going to be up around like 10 seconds before the dragon starts, but they need to get the vision now. They need to put the pressure now. The Set still has TP, and so does the Shen. The Shen also has his ultimate. I want to see either Set go by early or TP in early for this fight. I don't care if they're a little early. I'd rather him be early this fight than late. I want to see them put the pressure because they need this dragon to get this game snowballed and to get this game more in their favor with the Mountain Soul against the damage on the other team.
Which I think would also be absolutely huge is that if we see Divine X trying to go for the hero player, trying to go for the Shen ult as well, trying to save one of the carries, being able to stop that could be huge as well. And then TPing in, because I imagine both laners will definitely try to do so, but not having Shen ult on somebody could be the difference between Wombat saving them or Wombat killing them, right? As Starstro gets a 4th of his health chunked out from that laser.
Right. That was gonna be clever. This is theirs. They're not gonna be able to fight in.
Yeah. Dragon is starting his doing much damage. Victor get caught out yet again. Wangfire claps upon as Starstro goes and gets back out, but Wangfire is dead, but Wombat is alive is a real question. Rammus is dead, the second one's up on the back side. They're taking just so much damage. Almost immediately, that's the double kill coming in from Wombat. What more can he get? How much more can he get? None. That's the question.
Right. They went in for the fight after the dragon. Yes, the TP was a little late from the Set, and the Shen was able to get in there, but they could not kill Wombat, and Wombat's the key player that they need to focus in that game. He was alive. They had the team fight in the back. He is still obscenely strong. Like, it is disgustingly strong how fast he can take these turrets and how fast he can melt the enemy team.
Yeah.
I want them just to put all their bags in defending the Wombat basket. Defend the Wombat, win the game.
Both Wombat and Wangfire need to die for DAG to have a chance on winning in any of these fights. Like, that's where really that starts, that's where that ends. Because you saw previously for that Baron power play, they were both gone. And you saw how easily DAG were able to win it. So that is absolutely crucial. It cannot just be the Victor. It cannot just be the Xayah. It needs to be both.
Right. I also want to point your attention to this Void Alive build. He is sitting on 16 Magi stacks with a Death Cap and a Luden's Echo and the Spellbinders?
Spellbinder, yes.
So he is full in the AP basket. He doesn't have any torp of CC ability either. So if he gets caught out, he's dead. But if he doesn't, he's doing the damage he needs to as the Vel'Koz in the carry.
That he immediately is, Void Alive not doing too shabby for himself. We haven't necessarily touched a ton on him in the game, but he's 7-2-7. And we do constantly say, how for DAG, Void Alive is a star player for them really helping them get through the mid and towards the late game. And considering how well he is doing, it does surprise me. He even has a shutdown on himself too, being able to stay alive in so many of these team fights. He's doing excellent.
Right, he is about 2k ahead on Wang right now. He is the person that we need to look at for Divine Ascension to be the key player to pick out and do the damage that he needs to. Melt the Zac before he can get the engage on, and maybe try and pick off Wombat before Wombat can kill the rest of his team. I think it's all on the Victor or the Vel'Koz Xayah train now.
But Starstro, I was gonna say, gets hooked upon this a ton of damage. As we see DG trying to look for the fight. But what can they get for the hook yet again? Sasha goes in, tries to stay alive for a little bit longer. Let's bounce out. True damage in. Cow, both Wama staying alive with the backside. Dredger takes a ton of damage. Oh. But there it is. There's are the feathers. And as they fly, DAG will die.
Right. They were. I think that was the Mountain Drake. That was the shields. That was how low Binks was, but those shields kept him alive just long enough for them to find the kills onto the Shen and onto the Ashe, and this is definitely their Baron. Echo is alive for the steal, but I want them to burn this quick.
Because look at the soul and the damage coming out of Wombat. There's no way Star gets through at all. That's the Baron dead, both soul and Baron, and Elder coming in for 2 minutes as well. Binks Sword have taken complete control of this game.
I just want them to play clean. They are in a position where the game is in their hands. They are in complete control of this game. They are 8k, 7k ahead, 7 turrets to 2. Baron buff, Mountain Drake soul. I want the side lane maybe get these inhibitors down, start cracking these inhibitors turrets, and slowly just roll over this game and slowly kill them. I want to point to Wombat's final item in a slot. He basically full bottom Macarial Silvatar. For the QSS for this Ashe arrow. So he was finally able, for his last item, maybe we would have liked to see it a little bit sooner, but better late than never, I guess. Yeah. These Ashe arrows and the stuns that the other team's able to bring up. It's going to be really hard to kill him now. He is 21, 3, and 3. 21, 3, and 3. Out of the 31 kills that Binks has, 21 of them are going to Wombat. That is insane.
Go ahead and say the number one more time here, boys, because I don't think you actually said it enough.
Okay, all right. One more time.
One more time.
The Xayah, Wombat, the 80 carry on Binks Sword.
Xayah, Wombat, 80 carry, Binks Sword, yes.
3 and 3. Okay?
21, 3, and 3. You heard it here, folks.
3. Right?
Ikowitz swing up on the top side. He should be getting caught out here. But actually, no. He's staying alive for so long. He actually does a fair amount of damage. Oh my god, is he going to outplay this? No, he's not. At the last second, the ult out for Starstro. Gets the kill, but Durja takes the inhib there up on the bot side.
Right, he survived for a very long time there. Bought his team enough time to get the free inhibitor on the bot side of the map. As you're saying, Dragon, was it Elder Dragon, is up in less than 40 seconds. That's what Binks is looking around. They're trying to get Vision to that side, see if anyone wants to come in.
Rammus might be the unlucky soul, but I think they want Starstro. Starstro is the important target, but actually maybe not, though. It takes a ton of damage. Rammus will just barely get out with his life. He's taken super low. So they don't want to start Elder just yet. So they're trying to go ahead and gain as many advantages as they can, as many lanes as they can, as it starts up in just about 10 seconds. They need to kill Starstro, though.
Right. I do not take this 50-50. You're way too ahead to try and fight for a 50-50 because I have seen many teams die because the enemy team got Elder Soul and that just ended the game. They're going in.
Fortunately, Clever Cow though walks on the wall again. Up onto the backside. Oh my god, someone's coming in for Void Alive. He stops it though, but here comes Sekowitz up in the middle of the team fight. Knock up out. But Wang fight takes a huge chunk of damage. Doesn't matter because Wombat is still alive, but just barely. He's trying to cut as much as he can. And all these low health bars from DAG are calling out to him. But he's just too low to live. And that fight was a 4 for 4. Oh my god, I cannot believe that DAG went even in that.
Yeah, DAG went ahead. I think that was a 3 for 4.
Sorry, 4 for
they
2.
won that fight.
Yeah.
That was insane. Wombat again got the shutdown. Gold, he is no longer 21, 3 and 3. He is now 22, 4 and 5. That was huge for Divine Ascension. They needed to win that fight, because if they lost that fight, that was the game. That was Dragon Soul for Binks. That was them closing the game out with the Baron buff.
Yeah, they definitely went ahead and bought themselves a lot more time in this side as well. And I really like the positioning coming in from Void Alive too. He wasn't even close to anybody at all.
Holy!
He got such a free ultimate out for them, like pretty much tearing down everybody on the side of Big Sword. So really well done by him. But now Binks though, they like Elder's still up, and both sides want this.
Right, that was a lot of summoners blown. Both junglers still have their flashes. Both top laners still have the flashes. Flash and Exhaust is ready for Rammus is too good. So a slight summoner advantage to Divine Ascension, but Wombat still does damage. He is full build, so there's not much more stronger he can get, but I still would be afraid of this Xayah. If they're going to fight over the dragon again. Wang fires up in the top lane and 25 stacks on this Vel'Koz. This Vel'Koz has not died. He's got the 25 stack Magi. He's doing the damage.
Scary as arrow and onto Crazy Clever Cow. May not be the target you want, as he was go ahead and hook away. But everybody is here as Victor there up on the top set, clearing that wave because the minis are at their base. And this is Elder started up here for the side of DAG. Cloud actually Psychowitz gets hooked in. Ult into almost everybody coming in for Psychowitz. Absolutely massive as Divine X has caught on top of it for so far. Hooked in yet again. Both Starfall and Doja are still alive, but so are Wombat. Never mind. Starstro is dead, and so is Rammus. This is it. This was the fight that Binks Sword needed, and they're looking for more. Do they want the kill? Do they want the base? Do they want the Elder? Because minions are pushing into DAG's base.
Yeah, Void Alive to try and make a hero play, but the dragon's going down fast. 1k. It's done. That's Elder Dragon for Binks Sword.
Dragon. That is minions pushing into the base of DAG. They still have 20 seconds on Starstro coming back, and 15 on almost all the rest of them. They're up in people, up in kills, and up in gold. I'm not sure what the dilly-dallying is for here, boss.
I think they're waiting for the mini waves to get that debuff on the turrets, but they should get some inhibitors right now. Like, you have Elder Dragon. It's a little bit longer than it used to be, but it's still not long enough for them to close this game out. I want to see them to push their advantages. Baron is up, so they definitely can take the Baron fight if they want to as well with this Elder Soul. I don't see what Divine Ascension can do trying to fight into an Elder Soul Xayah that is super fed. The Void Alive still hasn't died, though, and he still has that 25 stacks Magi. Can he do it? Doing the one last team fight?
Yeah, you're seeing the Elder Soul at work here right now. That burn, especially with Xayah being able, there's just no chance of Starstro being able to take this down at all. Now, this is the second Baron of the game here, as well here, Bo. So I really do want to see what Big Sword can go ahead and do with this. Consider they have the game on lock. The base is open. They just need one good push.
Right. Just group five man top lane. 5-man bot, or maybe like 4-man top, and put the set to kill that one last inhibitor that came back in the bot lane. But like group up, like they can't fight you on your terms. You have the engage.
As Wombat takes a lot of damage, Blade Storm out, but he's already at half health though. By Void Alive doing so much, but here's engage coming in from Durja. He goes in and catches out 2, gets the bounces, goes. And honestly, that's it. Divine X is just pretty much dead. Chaos Storm is out too. This is the game right here, Bo. It's like complete control from the beginning. Like with the immediate goal lead. The bot side just so far ahead. Wombat 24-4 and 7. What more can they get as they're knocking on the bases, the nexus of DAG after Rum game number 1. Crazy Clever Cow with the hooks and Wombat with the feathers. That is almost the ace, and this is game number 2 for Big Sword.
Big Sword comes back with vengeance. They first picked the Xayah. Wombat was like, I will carry, give me the Xayah, give me the kills. And he followed through with what he could do, and he was ahead that game the entire time. Insane damage coming out from him. I am really excited for game 3. It's 1-1, so let's see what they can do in game 3.
And we've seen it so far, absolutely fantastic games from both sides here. Boas, game number 1, we saw DAG take complete control, and game number 2, we saw Binks. But a lot of that was really focused up onto that bot side. Both ADCs completely popping off. So this third game, we really decided all. What? Oh my God, with it being so back and forth. For all of you watching, you do not want to miss this. We'll be right back after a short break right here on Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody who is watching from across the world, this is it. It all comes down to this game number 3 for Divine Ascension versus Binks Sword. We saw fantastic games from both of them, each differently. DAG crushing game number 1 and Binks Sword scaling to win and taking over game number 2. But who will take control this time? Who will get these kills? And which bot side will reign supreme here, Boas?
You brought up bot side. I think that was the big differential between these two games is what bot side got ahead. What bot side got the attention of the mid laners on the other side of the map. Because in the first game, it was Hecarim camping down there in the bot lane, killing the Senna and killing them over and over and over again. And the second game, it was Xayah. Again, we see the Xayah. They didn't ban it. They didn't feel like it was ban-worthy. Xayah Rakan now gets the lover duo instead of being on the opposite side of the map. Now Xayah and Rakan on Binks are both together this game and seeing if the lover duo can bring out the carry potential.
And on the other side, coming out for DAG, they have the Veigar. Now, Veigar was banned every single other game, on the side of Binks, but it finally did go ahead and go through. I do have to imagine it's going in the mid lane, right? But the Pantheon as well as here and the Jarvan. So already we're seeing a lot of good engage, a bunch of beefy strong boys with spears beside of DAG. That Pantheon, in my opinion, right now could definitely be flexed either like support or top or even junk. Support or top, and Veigar definitely mid or support to flex right now. As finally at the end, see, because of all this I would say innovation in terms of bans coming out from both sides, the Veigar gets through, but so does the Graves.
Right. Graves was banned last game against Derja. That's one of Derja's more comfortable champion. Both teams are saying, we just want all damage. Veigar, Pantheon, Jarvan, Xayah, Rakan, Graves. They're all about going in, getting the damage that they need to. They ban away the Nautilus on the other side of Binks, and it looks like an Orianna is going to get banned again away from Wangfire. That is his comfort carry champion.
Yeah, it most definitely is, which is absolutely phenomenal, because I am sad we don't get Vel'Koz 3 games in a row. Like, it's really unfortunate, right? It's just, I think I go ahead and survive as Binks take out Nautilus for the previous game. Like, just honestly, like, Ramage 2, like, Crazy Clever Cow, just exerting so much pressure. Those hooks were on point and really, really helped Wombat 2 to get disgustingly ahead in game. I believe the number we stopped at was, if you can go ahead and call back the number real quick for me.
I think at one point he was 21-3-3 at some point in that game. He
21-3, indeed, yeah.
21 kills, 3 deaths, 3 assists. That was insane. He did all of the damage that game. But we see the Ornn picked up in the top lane and Vladimir picked up on the other side of DAG. I want to point to that DAG not only banned away a champion in the first rotation, they took away a champion away from Wangfire, and then they banned 2 more in the second round again from Wangfire. Wangfire's getting the last pick. He sees Vladimir, Lucian, Pantheon, Veigar as possible laners against. I don't know what to see. Any one of those champions. They banned 4 times against him, and he gets last pick, and they still don't know what he's going to be going up against. I want to see what he picks in the situation.
All right. This is exciting. This is really exciting for me as I found out it comes in as a Syndra coming in for Binks, right? Likely going for the Syndra top lane. So Binks' composition, that makes sense. It's very clear for me what they want to go ahead and do, right? And the lane assignments, like, clear as day. Ornn top, right. Syndra middle, Graves jungle, Xayah, Rakan bot.
Right.
On the other hand, for Divine Ascension Gold, Jarvan jungle, we know that for sure. But here's what I'm thinking, and go ahead and definitely hear me out here. Considering it's a Syndra into, I definitely think that Binks are going up against the Vladimir mid lane here. So Binks definitely chose that matchup. But as far as I'm seeing, I'm thinking it's the Veigar Pantheon bot lane for DH.
That sounds disgusting. That sounds unethical, unorthodox. I don't know how comfortable they are. Those are pretty niche, or as Professor would put it, exotic picks in the bot lane. I still have no clue. Lucian looks like more of a AD carry to me, possibly into the Xayah Rakan with that mobility, not being able to get caught up by the Rakan knockups or the Xayah snares. But it's still like those were 4 champions that could go mid lane. As you said, the Jarvan was the one that was pretty defined that they're most likely going to go in the jungle. But we're not going to see until the first pick from Divine Ascension in the top lane.
No, we will definitely will not though. As okay, I'm wrong already. It's the Vlad top. So I'm saying that it's probably the Lucian mid.
Lucian
right?
mid?
I'm saying Lucian mid because I really want this Veigar Pantheon to go by.
I want to see the Pantheon mid lane because I think the Pantheon can shut down the Syndra pretty bad with his shield against the Syndra ult, but it is going to be the Veigar. You were right with the Pantheon in the bot lane. That part you're pretty spot on, but it's going to be Pantheon Lucian, which is like, we're going to kill you level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6. That is super aggro if I've ever seen a super aggro bot lane before.
Mm-hmm. Plus with the Lucian buffs that have also come in recently, so he should be pretty even going especially the lane against Xayah because his autos and range are actually not too far from hers, which is really good overall. All right, but as you're mentioning, that bot side is an absolute killer for DAG. They want to make sure that they are in the faces of Binks, of Xayah, Rakan almost the entire time, and we saw before, like, Rakan isn't necessarily amazing at disengaging, and Xayah definitely can if she lands her CC, but that's really the overall question. Right? That's that big if she lands her CC, and you can't really CC Event Horizon. Like if you're in it or if you're caught beside it, that's it. That's all the damage coming onto you.
Right. Yeah. My opinion. Honestly, I think this is the first game that I will say that Binks won draft. Yeah, there were some niche picks on Divine Ascension. They were like, oh, what lane are we going to go to and stuff like that. But like ultimately, I think that, okay, they're switching stuff around. Hold on. They got 20 seconds. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna like hold off on a second. I don't know who's going.
Wait, is it? This is what I wanted. Okay.
20 seconds, you're just swapping everywhere. See, this is what I was talking about. Like everyone can go everywhere, and it's kind of like, are the players comfortable on these champions though? Can Lexar play the Veigar? Can Ram is too good play the Pantheon support? Looks like everyone's locked in. It's going to be a Lucian in the mid lane against the Syndra, Vladimir top lane, Veigar as the AP carry with the Pantheon. So not as much of a kill lane in the bot lane, but still Pantheon's a scary laner against if he gets those early kills.
All right, call me a prophet here, Boas, because I gotta say I saw this. I definitely didn't see the.
They had you in the first half.
I'm not gonna lie, they definitely didn't have me in the first half. Man.
They had you in the first half.
Oh my god, this DAG draft is fascinating. We talked a lot about the bot side, right? Like almost every single game, whether it be the Caitlyn Morgana or the Xayah Nautilus, for both sides is really what took over the game.
Right.
This Veigar and Pantheon, will they perform or will they just get outscaled and shut down by Xayah Rakan? Really remains to be seen. Besides that though, Big Sword have a really clean draft. Like, really good front to back team fighting. Graves, in my opinion, one of the best junglers in the game right now, with how well he scales, his pressure and his ganks are so strong, and Syndra's just good.
Right. Syndra can, what I think is a really good pick. She can knock away the Jarvan engage, and she can stay relatively back, and hopefully she won't get caught out by the Veigar or the Pantheon. Pantheon's probably going to be key in trying to catch out, because the only frontline Binks has is the Ornn, although Ornn can put up the Ornn Horn and make a giant wall all by himself if he needs to.
But that really overall remains to be seen right now, they hear Bohis. After these two banger of a game, I know this third one is going to be even more exciting. The players are locked in, and we're also about ready to go. Just wait 60 more seconds almost, and you're about to see the end result of the explosive matchup between DAG and Binks right here on Excellency. This is it. This is the game production for all the marbles. This is what we wanted to see out of both of these teams. Divine Ascension Gold and Bink Sword as a clash of the Titans just starts right here on Excellency Boas Jr. How are you feeling?
Dude, I am so hyped. They went one game to one game. Both teams were showing that they can carry the games if they get ahead. It was pretty even the first game with both teams, and then Divine Ascension pulled ahead, and they were able to carry the game the rest of the way. Whereas Starstro on the Hecarim, the previous game, Wombat popped off on the Zai. He got all the attention he needed. This game is all about what team says that they deserve to be on the top side, the top half of the Excellency Light Testing Grounds ranking board. Which team is saying that we can fight with the best of the best? We deserve to be in the finals every week, and this is the game to decide it all.
This really is the game to go and decide it all. Both, especially DAG, showing that rank does not matter here. Although many of their laners definitely are not, they're just not the same rank as the people like that they're facing. But it's like they're doing so well. Like especially each and every time, what's really making the difference is these drafts that both these teams bring out, and more often than not, it's the pressure and advantages gained up on the bot side for both of them. As you see, Wangfire already chunked down to half.
Right, that's going to be that early advantage that the Lucian brings to the game. Other on the bot side, I don't know if you win this level 1.
I'm not sure. As a Wombat actually flashes over the wall. Good flash by him.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. Like, that's a little like oh, clench your teeth kind of thing, because the Jarvan comes down with them. And he was the deciding factor to get the force the flash out of Wombat. That flash is going to be down early, and I want to see Starstro focus the bot lane. He's looking mid.
Yeah, this is the level 2 Jarvan that we wanted to see too, because Starstro, although he didn't have much of an impact in game number 2, game number 1 on that Hecarim, he was an absolute monster, consistently capping up that bot side. And because you didn't see him much, as actually the flag comes up, but the drag does not. That's a nice start.
Right, she was able to get level 2. She leveled up defensively. She got that stun. He wasted a lot of time. He went to buff, to bot lane, to ganking mid. Meanwhile, Durja on the Graves is already level 3, full cleared his bot side, and is now going to full clear his top side and power farm, get the advantage that he can.
Exactly, as we're seeing yet again too. Like it's like Durja on the Graves, like definitely going for a bit of a slower start, which we've seen before by him, but it makes sense. It is the Graves, right? You definitely need some time to be able to go ahead, scale up, and make the events he's known for as Void Alive, trading a bit evenly in lane, so you love to see that. As Rammus is too good, going for the roam quite early on. Let's see if you get it. Force the flash out of Wangfire.
Right. I think that was a flash for flash right there. So support, again, paying attention to Wangfire in the mid lane. He is even, but he's down a flash against this Ignite Flash Lucian. So Lucian can see, oh, he's low, he doesn't have his knockback. I can go and I can kill him with this Ignite Flash. I want to see what he can do. Can he put the pressure on her?
Yeah, Durja gets spotted out top side. The Divine X uses the pool. Doesn't let the knock up, but on the box side start. Starstro is there. Flash out. Drag is there. Psycho was taking a lot of damage to go to the bot side too. So much scrimmaging across the board, but Psychoid somehow manages to live. As Void Alive 2 though goes and gets the Q, force the flash to the Durja as well.
Definitely summoner advantage to Divine Ascension Gaming. Top laner, mid laner, AD carry, and the jungler all have their flashes down, while it's only on the Divine Ascension side, the top laner and the jungler. Everyone else still has their flashes. And Pantheon. So it's an even trade. 4 for 1, or 4 for 3. Yeah, I got
there's CC onto Clever. The cow takes a bunch of damage, gets a knock up on it too. But oh man, I think you underestimated how much Xayah would do. That's first blood for Wombat.
Right, first blood on Wombat on this Xayah. I would be really scared right now. I want to shut down this Xayah before she can pop off and carry like she did last game, because she just got first blood on her own terms. That was a 2v2 lane, no jungle pressure, able to land the CC, able to snare him up and do the damage that he needs to do.
But because definitely so, because Wombat previous last game has flash for flash yet again for Crazy Clever Cow and Laxar as well. But we're saying Wombat though previous game did get absolutely terrified considering the advantages he got immediately. But a lot of that was actually through the pressure given by Durja as top side scrimmaging going on so back and forth. Sequith comes on top of that. But yeah, but if Wombat can do them by himself this game, it'll be terrifying as Clever Cow goes in again. Rammus is too good though, should go and stave that off.
Right. Like, you got to keep up the pressure. Let's see if what game is Crazy Clever Cow going to show up. Is it going to be game where he keeps getting picked off on the Senna, or is it going to be game 2 where he finds the hook, he lands the engage that he needs to on this Rakan, and put AD carry ahead? I think it's going to be on him in the bot lane. Which cow is going to show up? Is it going to be the mad cow or the sad cow?
That really is the question so far. But so far, we're seeing a pretty mad cow here, Bohus, because considering Crazy Clever, he has gotten, I think, already about 2 or 3 knockups, 2 worms leading to a kill, because he's playing quite aggressive and aggro lane, which is exactly what you want to see, consider the synergy between the Xayah and the Rakan.
Right. Syndra getting early level 6. Is she gonna be? Oh, he doesn't have mana. He didn't have the mana to ult. I think if he ulted there, that was a dead Lucian.
Yeah, that was really close. The Void of Life still goes ahead and flashes, which is huge here on the preemptive flash. Didn't see the mana at all. So good job by Wangfire, as Dragon should be the next target.
Right, early Dragon. You have an early kill on Xayah. It's BF sword to... What is that item? Lost Chapter.
Yeah.
Get caught.
Yeah, as actually yet again, sorry, I was going to say, Rammus is too good. Gets caught out.
You can't be doing that. Not when the Dragon's up, not when you're pressuring the fact. Thankfully, Graves is on the top side farming. He is 500 gold up early this game, so this is a 2k gold lead at 7 minutes. 2 kills to 0. Seeing what the Binks Gaming Sword can do to put the pressure on Divine Ascension.
Yeah, and Rammus honestly just not respecting how much lockdown and damage the Xayah Rakan could go ahead and bring in, especially on a level 4 Pantheon with almost no defensive items to his name. So it's like, it is going to be really tough by him to try to survive, because like Pantheon wants to go in and has to go in. Right. But if he gets caught up by the CC, he's going to be able to give away free kills over the Wombat.
Yeah, I can already tell that the lane's basically almost over for the bot side of the map. And the reason I can tell is because the Pantheon is building defensively. He has boots and a null magic mantle instead of what he wants to be going for, the lethality and the long swords to get that kill pressure. He has no kill pressure right now, and that's what he was picked for.
Durja though might be caught out. Horn out. So much time already onto him with Void Alive, staying alive at the backside, but we see Strasser gets taken out. Ooh! As yet again, Lexar, no one really near him, sorry I should say. That's a double kill coming in for Wombat, as Cloud forced the flash out of Rammus. Can he go ahead and get more? Doesn't land the Q, and that should be all the kills, but this is first Drake going over to Binks.
Exactly. They were in Binks' jungle. Binks saw them clear their wards, and they're like, okay, let's fight here. The TP... Actually, I think Orm just walked down. Orm was there, ready for the dragon fight already. Vladimir was not, and that was a key factor. Again, Wombat is the one getting the kills. He is 3-0-1. He is ready to back again. He's at... When he backs almost 4k, that's his item. That's the Essence Reaver he's going to need to push the advantage.
And this early Essence Reaver here coming out of Wombat is exactly what you'd love to see, considering he's what he was able to do with it previously as well, though, as Void of Life gets pushed in, but yet again, Wangfire, not enough mana for the ult.
Right, not enough mana, but he is low. I don't know if auto attacks of Syndra are the scariest thing in the world, but still, it might be scary when you're at 20% HP.
Yeah, actually terrifying. The Lucian does have a gun, and Syndra has her magic, but gun v magic really wins there, right?
Right.
Rammus is chunked down. Wangfire flashes yet again. He just got that back.
Right. I honestly want to see a little bit more from Starstro. You flag and drag to get the flash, and then you follow with the ultimate to lock him down and let the Lucian do the damage.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely be the key overall. The Starstro definitely needs to repass Wangfire, though. See, there you go. There's a return, but still not able to secure the kill as of yet, unfortunately.
Right. He was under tower there. Syndra was able to kite around. Lucian wasn't in position to follow up with the damage that he needed to kill the Syndra. Still has the Ignite. He hasn't used it yet this game. It's still 10 minutes in this game. He's losing his early advantage. He is going to lose later in the game if he doesn't build correctly, and Syndra is just going to be able to do more damage in the team fights. I want the solution to start doing the damage before it becomes too late.
As Divine has to go ahead and flash out. I would say a bit of a preemptive flash, in my opinion, because he is a Vladimir, should have been fine. Ornhorn is just now up as well, as Dirge just shows presence in lane.
Right. Maybe if Wangfire now just got that last chapter, he shouldn't be having those mana problems anymore. So if Wangfire is able to consistently get Void Alive low, he might have the mana next time.
Nice knock up on a Divine X. Ornhorn is out to Dirge on the backside, but he won't even need him as a nice little kill secured. Coming in for the Graves.
Right, get that Graves a little more damage. He's getting fought though by the Dwarven. He's a little up.
Yeah, it takes a huge bunch of damage, but it's pretty much a 2v1. Considering one top laner is there, one is not. Wangfire forces the flash out of Sastro. Shastro, sorry.
Right, he's a level down. I'm sorry to say this, but you're starting to lose your jungle 12 minutes into the game, 11 minutes into the game. That's not a very good sign.
As Pantheon comes in with the ultimate strike, Cyclewitz has no mana, almost no health at all. As Void Alive will go ahead and pick up that kill. Meanwhile, the bot side, Lexa getting pushed in. Wangfire might be in a little bit of trouble. Does have the Sky of the Week to be able to get out.
Looks like they're going to trade the Rift Herald for a lot of bot side pressure. Let's see how safe this Veigar can safely farm under tower, or if bot side can able to absorb enough pressure to get the kill on maybe a tower before the Rift Herald goes down.
Urja though flashes out, but Lexa actually gets pushed out of tower, gets taken down. Wombat with his 4th of the game.
Right, that's what they needed to do. They see everyone on the top side. Veigar is all by himself on the bot side. Dive him down, get the kills you need to.
Which is so clearly happening as well. That's like we were saying before. It's such Event Horizon can really only save you so many times. Although a great CC ability, very long cooldown, especially early on though. And his Veigar is just so squishy. He has a lost chapter and also the Hextech Revolver. Like he has to go ahead and split time between 2 items to just survive in this lane.
Right. Wombat is already 2k ahead, and he hasn't even backed yet. He's sitting currently on around 14k gold.
Yeah.
And still is probably like a k ahead of this Veigar.
That's a BS right there. As Lexa goes in over the boss, I guess they feel a bit of damage, but Rammus is so good, has no health at all. Cycle which is TP into. Feathers will fly, but why Rex like that? Rammus too good will die. Divine X, who might be the next target, gets the empowered Q, survives for a bit longer. One more auto, and that is it. Wombat with a double, and another kill going to Wangfire. And finally, we're seeing Sastro should die too. Ooh, but Clever Cow, a bit too long under tower. But that is the triple coming in for Wombat.
A triple kill on the Xayah. I am seeing another 21-3-3 scoreline for the Xayah. Hopefully a little bit less deaths this time, but already 13 minutes into this game, a 700 gold bounty, 7-0-2. He is currently up almost double gold. It's 4k to 7k, so only a 3k difference at the 14-minute mark. That's double the gold lead, so it's all on Wombat and the mid laner and the jungler. They're all just farming and doing more damage. They are trying to run away with this game. They're not going to give it a chance for Divine Ascension to try and come back in this game.
And we're seeing Sue up onto that side. That Rammus is too good. Want to try to make a difference, but even as he got to the lane, he was already so low. Already had no mana at all. Like trying to go ahead and spam these Qs will definitely get some poke down, but it's really not going to help you at all there, mate. Because like he just immediately taken out. Not only have the difference, which you're expecting to be about Wombat that takes a huge bunch of damage, but the Primordial Burst will not secure the kill, but the Q will though. And Lexar shut down.
That is big. He's still down a bunch of gold, but that is something that they need. They need to keep finding picks like that because that is the way they come back in the game. That's the reason why Riot designed this to be a comeback thing with the shutdown gold. They're gonna dive.
A dive in a Dirge gets taken out almost immediately. Clever Cow cannot save him, but he might go ahead and die for his heroics too, and yes, he will.
That was more of a sad cow play than a mad cow play right there. You saw 4 there, but I don't think the tower is going to protect him against all of that CC as the Rakan. He's not that tanky.
He definitely is not though, but we're also seeing here yet again, it's like just Wombat trying to go ahead and 1v1 that Veigar was a little bit tough, especially since Primordial Burst had already come out. I think if you're the Xayah there, I think you go ahead and try to disengage because he also didn't have much of his feathers really up either. So would have been a really tough call, right? And Lexar, no matter how behind he is, he's still a Veigar.
Right. He's still a Veigar. He still gets the CC. He still gets the damage. And even though he might not build AP this game in his items, he is still a Veigar, and he's still going to get that to that 1,000 AP point later in the game with the ultimate scaling that this Veigar can bring to the game.
Yeah, that's really the question is how much longer can that going to take? As let's go ahead and check in how many stacks he has right now. He already has 119 stacks.
Excellent.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's not bad, especially for being 1-3-3 and getting dived the entire game. He's able to still consistently farm out his stacks that he needs to.
As seen right now, up on the bot side, so top side, Divine Axe is so extremely low. There's looking for the angle for the dive, but meanwhile the Wombat gets dived upon too. Go for the 2v2 play, the 3v1 play, as Wang Fudge leaves him to die, unfortunately, but will not be any the wiser. He will die too, and with that, like top side gets broken open, but so does mid side for different teams.
Right, like. You don't need to take that. Like, you know that MT sees 3 of you topside diving. Why are you in the middle of your lane, in the mid lane, when you don't see the rest of their team? You're 2 fairly immobile carries. You both have your 1 disengage ability, but against a Jarvan who can flag and drag, and then once you flash, he can ult you, and then you have the Veigar cage and the Pantheon ult to CC you down. There's just too much CC for the 2 of them to handle, and they give away more gold over to the carries on Divine Ascension Gaming. It's becoming a more inclusive game. They're slowly closing the gap. It went from a 4K differential to now it's only a 2K differential. And then maybe in 5 minutes, if they get some more picks, it's going to be an even game. And we're going to have a very close game 5 or game 3. Which feels like game 5 to me.
Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like, considering with so much back and forth, I've seen with both of these teams, it definitely does go ahead and make sense. Why I feel like that, but you could not have been more right there, boys. As we see Wombat get flashed up on Q in, exhausted though. Here comes Clever Counter save his ADC, but will he do so? Ram is too good, taking a lot of damage. Calling still available for Void Alive, not going to use it. But here comes Charstro, locked up into the Cataclysm. Wombat should go ahead and die. Actually, no! He doesn't say, I'm not trapped here with you, you're trapped here with me! As Doja goes to kill here as well.
Right, and the Ornn actually broke down part of the Cataclysm that the Jarvan brought, so Wombat had a way to walk out when his flash was down, took it down earlier.
Yeah, Ornn Horde out, doesn't catch anybody at all, but now we see Banks looking towards the Rift Herald.
Right, Rift Herald. Wang has his TP available. He was able to push down the bot side of the map again, and he's just farming up, getting those CS that he needs to, while the Lucian is still ahead in gold, actually, over Wangfire. So we're seeing if the Lucian can start to turn on and do the damage that he needs to for his team, while the Veigar and the Vladimir scale up later in the game.
That would be the overall question, right? Because Lucian is what can be an absolute master carry throughout the game as Wangfire gets slowed up, though. Stunned out, put in the middle of a death ring, and he will get the great screen.
Right, and he dies right before an objective. It's very reminiscent of Game 1, where there were always DAG was able to find the picks onto Binks right before the objective, and they were able to take it. That's how they were able to win Game 1, and it looks like they're doing it again here in Game 3.
Yeah, they go ahead and give up the dragon, so that's a pretty good call by them, as they just go ahead and open up the mid tier 1 as well. We'll not get the second tower as Durja takes a fair bit of, not damage, but it gets slowed though. Ooh, nice dash shot by him.
Right. He is a Graves. He is a little bit more mobile than you would like him to be as the Veigar. He gets out of there with his life, because if he got caught, he was 100% dead. There's no way he was surviving that one. I want to see if Wombat builds a little bit better this game. I want to see an early Makiro Scimitar, or at least an early QSS, because right now that's the only way they lose the game, if he gets caught out by a Veigar stun. It doesn't do too much against the Jarvan, but that's what you have your ultimate for. It's the Veigar stun that you need to worry about. It's the Pantheon stun that you need to worry about.
Yeah, definitely don't want to save that for the last item as previously that he did, though, because he was just so far ahead last time, and there wasn't just many things like really worth kind of Q assessing for. There was the Ash Ultimate and like really one more, but no real hard CC. But here, as you mentioned there, Boas, there's a lot that can go ahead and lock and shut Wombat down, which he definitely does not want. He was so huge in the previous game, a massive key to success for Big Sword. So him getting caught out could definitely mean the end, though. Wangfire, though, on the other hand, is consistently getting caught out.
Right, he got caught out, and that's what gave them the dragon earlier. Let's see if he's able to get a little bit more vision. Maybe see Cal get a little bit more vision for his side laners, make them farm a little safely. Although he did walk up in the river, which he had no business doing. There was no farm for him to go in the mid lane. He walked through vision right when the dragon's about to spawn. He needs to play a little bit more safely. He is still behind in gold and needs to keep farming up for the later stage of this game.
He most definitely does, though. But that's one thing that we haven't necessarily brought up here, Boas, is the scale coming out for DAG. And they have excellent scale, really, on both sides overall. Like, both of these teams, like, really do, like get quite powerful, especially when you hit those 2 item power spikes. And Veigar in general is, like, all he is scale.
Right, they do have the infinite scaling of the Veigar and the Vladimir, so definitely some major AP damage threats later in the game. You got the Vladimir diving into the backline and one-shotting the AD carries on that Binks is able to have with Graves and the Xayah on their team. But you also have Syndra on the other side, able to one-shot the Pantheon, or maybe even the Veigar if she gets the chance to.
Oh, but Dredger actually goes ahead, Q's out almost immediately, but that's like that. Strastro is down, so he's not really going to land. Rammus is too good, goes in pretty much by himself. Voidalab trying to do what more than he can, but doesn't really have the damage yet, sorry. As Psycho is up on the backline onto Lexar. Ooh, one more auto would have done it. He's in the middle of 3 stunned up, though, but here is Binks. Here is his team.
That was an amazing flank by Psychowitz. He pulled the Ornhorn, separated the entire team. They were able to follow it up. Cinder was on the side lane. They were able to collapse and find the picks that they needed to and got their carries low, and they were able to find the fight. There isn't a major objective besides Baron that just came up, but they think this turret in the second tier mid lane is the objective first.
And this is the fight that Binks definitely needed to be able to go ahead and just gain a little bit more space and control in the game, considering they were already down in turret so far. Well, not necessarily down, but like more of the map just really felt open for the side of DAG, considering they already pushed away almost all up to the base. But now they're now 2 turrets up as well. They still make it the goalie, but it's now almost 5k, and Wombat is 10 kills to his name.
Right, he is definitely putting on those carry pants again. He needs to back soon. He has 2.4k on him. He needs to back like yesterday. I think he just backed to get his item. He full bought basically a rapid fire cannon and a dagger. I wish that dagger was a null magic mantle, something defensive against the AP, building into some sort of defensive item against the enemy team. But he thinks damage. If he's not doing damage, he's not winning the game for his team.
I mean, we can only go ahead and advise, though, but it definitely cannot be discounted that Boas in general, his positioning is quite good overall. But the question is, it's not like when you get caught. Sorry, I meant to say it's not if you get caught. It really is going to be when you get caught, right?
Right. You're exactly right. It's when you get caught. Top side, Psychowitz does have TP for this fight, but the dragon's going to die fast if they focus it.
As the clever cow cannot necessarily dash out of the event horizon as dragon started up, but here comes Psychowitz, Ornhorn out, gets a knockup onto 3. Wombat is trading with the health bars up on the back line. Immediately Lexar is dead. That's so much of the damage immediately already gone, and so is the Vladimir, and we're seeing pings coming on the top side. This might be Baron for Pink Sword.
Yes, you didn't get the dragon, but you definitely need to get something out of this TP, out of the Ornn. You need to get the Baron. You got half of them low. It's a 3v2. Yes, you'll be in a 50-50, but you're all healthy. Like, every single player on their team is healthy. It's not like that was a rough fight. That was a decisive fight by Psychowitz with the 3-man Ornn ult into the knock-up, into the follow-up from the Xayah. They needed to burn this down and get ready to push more turrets, because even though they did lose a dragon, they're going to get the Baron, and that Baron's going to give them more turrets and more gold in this game.
Exactly what they need. As we see, ooh, nice cue there by Strasser to barely get out. But a crazy clever cow. Looks like he wants to chase, but not close enough.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mad cow move with the Flash W to try and get out that Jarvan. He didn't catch him, but that Flash was able to get him the top lane turret on this side.
Yeah, easily. So speaking of top lane right now, here we're seeing Binks who doesn't even want to back as they're knocking on the base of DAG. As Lexar on the side gets a slow. Actually, Ustan out too, but onto so much he's popped though. He was just so close to the action there. Lexar, I'm not too sure about that there, buddy, but we see that with them down, this should have forced Binks to go ahead and reset. Never mind.
I would push this a little bit more. They don't have as much CS potential, but they did get that kill, and Psychowitch was out to get there alive. He was all 5 members of DAG was focus firing that Ornn, and that Ornn was still alive at the end of that fight.
Yeah, almost immediately we're seeing just Psychowitch go for these absolutely massive gates by himself, huge number of knockups, and considering how tanky he is, he's got those ornaments online, right? He's got the Infernal Mask, the Forge Fire Cape, and even upgraded the IE here for Wombat 2, which is absolutely huge, considering he should be able to shred through almost all of DAG, considering he stays alive. Meanwhile, on the other hand, though, Lexar needs to play a lot farther back and play a lot safer, because look at the damage. That is it. Wang Fire. Purple v purple, but purple by Wang Fire wins.
Yeah, no, he was dead to rights there. That is the Molten Edge turning online from that ornament item onto this Xayah. Xayah now has the PD, which is a semi-defensive item. You get that shield from getting burst out, but I still don't think that's going to be enough against the Scaling Tiger. But she is still turning online. She is still doing the damage in the Xayah, and they're able to consistently take these damage. They have, taken 2 towers with this Baron buff. Very useful Baron buff for them. They open up the entire map. They have the full control of the enemy side jungle, and they are ready to set up the vision for the next dragon.
I would like to have seen them, as you're saying there before your bow set. I would wanted to have seen them to try to open up the base, definitely, considering how much longer they have the Baron 4 though. But so far it seems they decided to go for the much more the safer play, right? Reset at least one more time since Dragon is up into the mid 30 as Wombat, and Ram as Cloud trying to look for a bit of a cheeky play, catch anybody up, but won't find anybody at all.
Right. Just a little bit more. I think the items on either side, I just want to pay attention to the items that Wangfire went for. He went for the Spellbinder second item. I would have liked to have seen him go for the Death Cap so he could get the Molten Death Crown from the ornament item, because you don't. That's the most effective, most efficient Ornn item for an AP carry like the Syndra. Instead, he went for the Spellbinder, and if he wants to get an ornament item, he's going to have to either wait until he gets that or use it less effectively on the Luden's Echo.
As we see, just Wangfire just poking Starstra a little bit, just saying like, "Hey, I see you."
Yep. I still don't think that Jarvan wants to fight that Syndra. The Syndra's a little bit too strong for him.
Yeah, he definitely does not, though, as we're seeing so much damage come out of Wombat so much, but he might be locked up here, though. Blade Storm out, staying alive for a little bit longer, going up against Starstra. Starstra doesn't want to fight that by himself. Could be dangerous, but Wangfire up in the middle by himself, under nobody calling out, takes the full brunt force of it, just can't get the trade kill. One more Q would have done it, and Ornhorn barely misses on Voided Life. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. Dragman is up right now, and we need to see if Binks can have the confidence to take this while they're a member down. The Lucian was forced back, and they did have Prio in the jungle, so they are able to take it. But again, getting caught out before an objective, that's what DAG needs to look at again, trying to catch someone up, because Binks is being very aggressive right now, and if you get the right vision control, you can get that pick and get the next Baron, get the next Drake to turn this game.
As Rammus pretty much by himself has to flash over immediately to try to survive, though. But I want to go back a little bit onto when they went ahead and caught out Wombat, considering he was in there with Starstra. He went for the Cataclysm. I didn't really see Lexar there. The Lexar didn't put out a ton of damage, and considering Wombat was caught out, if he caught the full force, of the Veigar combo, Wombat should have been dead.
Yeah, he actually played really well. He ulted the Veigar ult. So the Veigar ult was, believe it was reset, but it didn't do any damage because he became untargetable during the duration of the ultimate.
Yeah, as we have just small little pause yet again, though, but let's go ahead and talk more so about the game that we're seeing, right? It's like we're seeing Wombat, like, definitely to go ahead and play the absolutely beautifully, because considering if you go ahead and take the Veigar ult, Veigar right now is disgustingly strong. He has 225 extra AP. That Primordial Burst is doing thousands of damage. He has 3 items with a Glacial build as well. Like, it is disgusting.
Right. Yeah, he is definitely still able to one-shot anyone except for the Orin on the enemy side of the team. The Orin's just a bit too tanky for Veigar's liking. Definitely don't want to see him ulting him, but Durja on the Graves, the Syndra, the Xayah, and the Cow on the Rakan can all definitely be one-shot if they get caught out by Event Horizon, by a Jarvan, and Lexar is there able to follow up. He does need to play a little bit... he needs to pay attention to his positioning, because earlier on the top side of the map, he got caught out, and his life was taken from him because he was out of position trying to get the kill on the carries, and they were able to turn and kill him instead. He's still super weak, and he does have a stopwatch, though, so maybe we can see a play where they focus too heavy on him. He's able to stopwatch.
So we'll see it right now, though, as it looks like the pause is barely over. It seems that the AD was having just a couple of different issues. So should be back in game in just a couple more seconds. But I do want to also go ahead and direct our attention to what we were talking about before here, Boas, right? We're talking about Star. We also talk about Durja a lot with the presence we wanted to see in these games. And Star has definitely shown us that he's tried consistently to be able to try to go for as many ganks as he can, right? Especially going up on the top and mid side, trying to find priority where possible, but just not able to bring out the same carry potential which really did exist before on the Hacker, considering it was barely just caught out as I just tuned into Clever Cow being exploded.
Right, he was out of position. He got slowed down by the spooky ghosts and follow-up from the Pantheon. He flashed and W'd away, and it still wasn't enough distance to get him away from death. Blast going right into the Event Horizon.
Yeah, almost immediately. So considering they're now fighting a 4v5, and Baron is up in just 5 more seconds. So that is definitely going to be the main point of contention. But so far, though, we still see Bink Sword hold overall control of the map, and we're seeing vision across the board from River and from down to from both rivers, right? They hold vision across Baron so far, which is still a solid advantage, and over also the top side jungle.
Right. Bink still has the advantage. They have full control, having all turrets except for inhibitor turrets down. They are able to freely go into the enemy jungle and plant down the vision that they need to have all the information they need to start the objective or to find picks on the other side. Trying to sweep vision now, looks like they're going to either start it or bait the start. Syndra, though, is on the opposite side of the map with Orm. They both have DP, though, to get to the fight if they need to.
It will be the question who goes ahead and gets to the fight first. His top side, though, Divine X might be caught out.
Yeah, he's been getting caught out. He hasn't been doing the damage he needs to in the team fights with a scoreline of 0-4 and 0. But he is still a Vladimir, and he is still scary when he can get into the backline in these team fights later stages of the game.
Yeah, that's really the question, since considering he does have a Spellbinder and also the Hex Tattoo, so he does do a fair amount of AP damage. Ram is too good. Pops the ward. Good job on off face checking. You love to see that, as he will not get anything at all from there. But this kind of secret dragon dance going on between the two teams could potentially be fatal for either side. But right now, though, Bink Sword, as they go ahead and start up the Baron, if they go ahead and get this team fight, this could be game, as already we see as Cal was an engage and start, though. Takes a huge bunch of damage already immediately to the face, and he's dead just like that. And so is almost everybody on the side of DAG. The engage goes completely wary. They cannot find anything. Wombat stays alive. The feathers will fly. As said before, DAG will die. And this right here should be the ace coming in for Bink Sword. And after a rough game number 1 here, Boas, but a beautiful game number 2 and a well-fought game number 3. Pink
Right.
Sword will tear down the towers and get the game of the series.
Yep, they finished it out. They set up the vision. They missed that ward, and DHG had the information. They just didn't have the damage to kill the carries. And Binks Gaming Sword find the second victory and to close out the series to 2-1 scoreline. Wombat again on the Xayah carries his team to victory with the damage that he needs to.
There's absolutely massive stuff by them overall. We've said it before, we'll say it again. So much of that focus was consistently up onto that box side. You know, Binks Binks performed extremely well, like in game number 2 for Wombat on the Xayah, and yet again they just proved it. Starstro needed to shut it down like he did in game number 1. Unfortunately, he was not able to find the pressure. This Veigar Pantheon bot lane not performing like they assumed, and much to my chagrin as well. But look at that damage here, bro.
Yeah, that damage though. Wombat with 33k damage. Next highest in the game was the eking out was the Lucian in the mid lane with 13k damage. Everyone else was around the 13k mark, but he was all the way up there with a 33k damage, doing 20k more damage than anyone else in the entire game.
Almost quadrupling everything that they were doing everybody else, though. It's like, because you saw it just within the advantages he got in lane. Ever since he got that first kill, Wombat did not let up. Rammus is too good, just not respecting the damage coming out from them, giving away like a couple kills early on, and that's exactly what Wombat needed to go ahead and get rolling. This was like absolutely phenomenal for them. But I gotta say, the DAG as well on their side fought really well. Lexer, I was able to find his advantages. Void and Liar also did pretty good. And Rammus, once he was able to get rolling, was able to really contribute to the CC chain.
Right. I think it was definitely a bit of bot side focus of the map. That's where every game, whoever was winning bot side in the early game won the game eventually. It just happened to be Wombat and Crazy Clever Cow in the bot side in game 2 and in game 3. They were ahead. They got the focus. They were able to carry their teams. I don't want to take away from any other persons on the team. Psychowitz was pretty clutch in both games 1 and 2 in controlling Divine X and keeping him from being low pressure. And Derja was able to farm out and keep Starstro from carrying his team once again as the Graves in game 3.
Which I absolutely love to see it, though. But with that being said, that has been everything from us today here at Excellency. I am Ravishing Ravish, the most ravishing man on the internet, joined here by Boas Jr. I wanted to go ahead and give a huge shout out as well to Jake too, up on production, the man himself, like doing wonders. So big shout out to him. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.